Good. So, previously, on Cloudy with a Slight Chance of Dragons, our glorious gods, or former ones, managed to reach to the peaks of glory with their wondrous deeds. Agratar made himself known with his wonderful sword. Zeus summoned a storm of psychopomps to quell the rising threat of the necromancers. And Danelan decided to call upon the aid of free winds and made a very, very big fish tornado.
Yeah.
But will it be enough to fulfill the quest? Let's see. So the first thing that happens is that everyone in the city, even though distracted slightly by a whirlwind of flying fish and hooks and nets and everything that was in the port, including the crates. Oh my god, that's my fish! Ah, shit. Ah, yeah, people losing all of their possessions, no matter how valuable. But that's the price. And yet, a shining star rises on the horizon. And at first, everyone thinks that it's supposed to be a star, but it's daytime. Why would it happen? And what does it mean? And they look there, and it's amidst the forest. And Zeus, even you can see that. Just rising from the middle of the woodland is a fiery figure with very big wings and a humanoid features. But it's very far away. You can't really understand what's happening there. But for a moment, everybody focuses their attention there, because below the figure there's a burning forest. Now, Zeus, what do you do?
I look on in awe, and then I press myself up against the inner wall of the boat, the closest to the shining star, trying to stay out of sight.
All right, you do that. And Danelan, you also notice this thing. Of course, in the city there are a lot of crazy things happening. Your whirlwind is one of them. The psychopomps who randomly, or seemingly randomly, pick up people and start tearing them apart. The chaos ensues, people screaming, little children running away crying, the mothers trying to find their own, and the fishermen are trying to kill you because they think it's your fault. Your panther is crying, "We need to get out of here! We need to get out of here! Stop this! We need to get out of here!"
And in all this chaos,
Yes.
everyone's still looking at this star?
For a brief moment, because they see that there's a fire in the forest, which is not good.
Is the forest close to the city walls?
Yes. Technically it is. Not like immediately you get out of the city and there's the forest. But it's close enough. They're not worried that the city is going to suffer. They are worried that the forest is going to suffer.
A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of rabbits running to the city.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the main thing.
Okay, I think if I could stop the tornado, I'm trying to do this right now. Just put those two wings into my back.
Okay, so
Immediately try to run away.
All right, so you
to hide somewhere. Yeah.
command the winds to get back into your bag and try to use a momentary distraction of that to run away, right?
Yeah, hopefully this star and burning forest help me a little bit to get a moment.
Probably they will. So you know what? I say you can do it easily. Where do you want to go?
I'm trying to sneak into the labyrinth of these streets and hide
Easy. Easy.
as far as I can
As
from
far...
the people who are following me, at least.
Okay, so basically you're gonna go to the opposite end of the city from where the port is.
Yeah,
all right.
Far away.
All right. So you go in there, and it'd be southwest part of the city. All right. It's not a big deal. You can do it. And as you kind of making your way there, you of course hear the screams and people are crying, and there's a ringing bell in the background, and there's some catapults shooting things in the sky. Some of them are making their marks, some of them not, but it's chaos around here. You're not sure what to do. Your Pantherville knows. She kind of whimpers at you like, "We have to go back. We have to get out of here."
Wow, what are you talking about? Are you going to go outside to this burning forest?
No, just somewhere else on the ship. There was at least not too many things there.
Well, I think we should find another gate. Hopefully the city has several gates, so we can go outside through the other one.
In fact, it does. And yes, there's this another city gates opposite of the one you entered from. So it would be the south one. And yes, you can make your way there. It's not very far away. But
yeah,
as you do it, you see that very shiny thing in the sky kind of flies towards the city. You see it's approaching. It's getting bigger. Yeah.
Can I have a closer look? Maybe I'll try to find some way to get a little bit up and have a clear view.
Sure. You can easily get on the roof and get a better view. You hop on some barrels, some crates, and on top of a small building. And yes,
hopefully my eyes can see a little bit more details than the human ones.
Of course, the elven eyes can help you in that. And the figure you see, it looks a little bit familiar, you know? Like, humanoid, is it like wings, big fiery sword? Kind of rings a bell.
Oh crap, I said.
Alright.
I look at my panther and I think she already understood what is happening. I think this is Agrata.
Yeah.
For some reason.
For some reason, yeah.
It all began with rabbits.
Like, why would it happen? I don't know.
Rabbits.
No, the rabbits were cute. Too cute.
Rabbit magic.
Yep. All right. Well, what do you do, Dana?
I guess I'm closing to this figure now.
Well, there would be around maybe 200 or 300 meters away from the city. And away from you, that would be like, I don't know, 500. Something like that.
Anyway, I'm going closer.
Okay. Xios, you also notice this fiery thing go into the city, which is still being torn apart by your psychopomps. What do you do?
I watch on.
Watch on, you mean?
Yeah, I just
stand
watch everything unfold, like
Okay.
miles, from my position.
Oh, it's not miles, but yeah, some distance, of course. All right, you do so. Dalen.
Yep.
You see as the figure lands on top of the city gates to the north and basically starts to destroy everyone and everything. So first, the town guards go. Then, the gates themselves. Then, the watchtowers. Then, the smithy. Then, several women and children. Then, the elderly folk. Then, oh, there's a big one with a big fish. Oh, there's 3 parts of him right flying through the air. One of them lands right next to your feet, Danelan. What do you do?
I guess I'm running towards this figure, but not too close.
Uh-huh.
So
Well,
I will not be
how
hurt
close do you want
myself.
to be?
At least 2 times more than his sword striking, maybe.
You already noticed that the sword strikes kinda in wide arcs and extends itself to slash over the large buildings and basically swoosh the roofs from the small ones. And as he swooshes the roof out of one of the wooden buildings, he flies up with his wings, rips the roof off, and starts descending and just spewing fire and hatred and slashes of his sword all inside of this small house. Then he jumps to another one, and you're really close to the insides of this one, and you see that within it there are just bits and pieces of people. You're not sure who they are. There are some distinctful features that you might say there definitely was at least one woman there. Probably one man. Probably. But from the looks of it, you can't say for sure. Right now, you're about 30 meters away from this fiery wraith of destruction.
I'm trying to cry
All
to
right.
this Agrata, to this whatever was Agrata before.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to call his name. Agrata, please stop this madness. We should kill only one man in this city. Do you remember?
Are you sure?
And wait for reaction.
Okay, sure. So, you want to yell to kinda sing to Agrata's memories and basically...
Yeah, and put his anger towards where we need to.
Okay, sure. First of all, charisma. Let's see if you can actually get through to him. Because it
Can
is
I
a
use
very perilous task.
bonds instead? Or no?
Bonds.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so. You know what? Why not? Why not? You can use bonds. If you're so bad at charisma, use bonds. Why not?
Yeah, I am just scared by fish, maybe. At some point, so I don't feel
Of
like...
course. Sure. Roll it up. Why not? Let's see what happens.
It should be plus 2.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll it up. And...
I use my strength, and we should add...
Sure.
Whoa! No.
All right. All right. First of all, something happens. What is it? Ooh. Ooh. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe if Agrata was in a condition to understand you, Danelin, he would listen to your words, but while this happens, not really. Although, you hear another voice, just right below you, where you stand, you hear, "Get the fuck away from my... Let me out! Let me out, man! Come on!" And you look below your feet and you see that you are standing on a trapdoor. And there's a man with a lantern right below you.
Well, I step away.
You step away. He opens the trapdoor outwards. He looks outside, straight where the house that's being torn apart was, and he just stops.
Beware, man. It's madness around.
Yeah, and
Stay safe.
you see
Go
that
away.
this man, he stays there silent, like he has a lantern out even though there's a fire around and there's daylight, and he's just standing. It seems that he's completely shocked by what he saw. What do you do?
I guess I just touch this man and try to push him back. and telling him, stay safe, down below, don't step out.
You want to basically push him back, right? All right. I would say you can definitely do it, but it would require some strength. Definitely.
Oh, strength again. Okay, why not?
Good. You can do it. But... Oh, interesting. Do you have any money?
I have Jills.
Yeah. Your
Not
jewels.
anymore.
Your jewels, eh? Well, man. As you pushing this guy, you feel him just resisting as hard as he can. He's waving his hands, he's doing something, and then he starts to basically fall as you hear the crackling of probably just a leather case right below him, and he starts falling, and he grabs onto your purse with your jewels, and you can understand if you just kick him, he'll just fall down. But with your jewels.
Whatever. Life is always more valuable.
Alright, you kick him down, and he falls down the ladder path with your jewels.
Hopefully it don't hurt too much.
Yeah.
Him.
Well, at least he
It's
wouldn't
not
die,
as much
right?
as above.
Yeah, at least he wouldn't die.
Yeah.
That's a good notion, right? Of course it is. Of course.
Yeah.
Anxious. Meanwhile, you see as the burning and screaming and basic cacophony of despair and madness ensues. Some of the screams I even overheard from where you are. That's supposed to be loud.
Yes. I have a question about the bag of lightning.
Yes.
I recorded the tags, but I don't think I have a range tag. What's the range on the bag of lightning? It's a thrown weapon, but I don't know if it like...
I think it's near, as far as I can
Near.
remember. We were equating it to a javelin, so
Yeah.
Sure.
it's a near one.
Just making sure. Yeah, I just pay special attention to the purple jewel that is within me as I look for any signs of danger approaching the boat.
Alright. Well. Are there any signs of danger approaching the boats? That's the question. Well, actually, yes.
You ask for it.
I mean, I don't know. Well, there are some signs of danger approaching the boat. And the danger would be another ship. Although this one, it doesn't look like a fishing ship, more as a merchant ship.
How far out is it?
At this point it would be around, I would say 5 to 10 kilometers. So for you it would be just divided by 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not too far.
I just like keep my eye on both objects. I shift my skin to the color of the boat.
Yeah,
so that I'm not
basically,
spotted with these.
you see it's a nice made boat with white sails, and it makes its way quite hastily from the port. You think it's fleeing the scene.
Okay.
All right.
So away from the port or to the port?
Away from the port and
Oh, okay.
towards Xios.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, if we're going to mark it anywhere on the map, you might see that the city is right here. So the port is right here.
Right.
And where you are would be around there. So yeah, basically you can see it. This ship. It's basically running from something, you would presume.
Right. Yeah, I just watch as it approaching. I look about myself. No, that's not even important. Yeah, I just watch it approach. I keep my, of course, like when I say I watch it approach, I don't just like only look at that. I'm also trying to pay attention to the screams and stuff. Like if a fiery warrior is lunging towards me from that direction, that would be pretty obvious, right? So.
Well, yes, of course.
I maintain my vigil on the boat.
Yep. All right, you do maintain it. Meanwhile, Galen, Agratar destroyed another quarter of the city.
Oh.
So yes, like you kind of almost slip on the pool of blood while running towards him. Like there's those are the entrails of some scribble. Oh, yeah. Not too good looking.
I'm trying to do it again. I'm trying to call for Agrota, but first I'm using this sword, Byron War, in hope to stop the sword from what he's doing right now. At least it worked last time.
Yeah, so this time, as you're trying to run towards him, like I said, he's still in the process of destroying everything around him. And you would be around like 100 meters away from him. So you need to first get closer. But to get closer, you need to get through the rubble of burning buildings, some psychopomps, and screaming merchants, peasants, guards who are being driven mad and basically attacking everything on sight. How do you do that?
I'm doing it like Denlam can do.
Like Denlam can?
Yeah. Using his speed and trying to do it fast and avoid all the danger around.
Alright. Let's see. Are you fast enough, actually? Would your dexterity help you in that?
Hopefully.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Nice.
it will. As you make your way from one broken briggle to the other, you cross your way below the half-destroyed building. You jump away from the slash of the guard's knife. You cross the table of the widowed wife, whose blood has been splattered all over the next wall, and you end up just 25 meters away from Agrata, or at least something that resembles him, as it breaks the biggest house in the town in two, and you can see as the rubble falls down, there's a guy in a big crown surrounded by some knights in thick armor, and the lizard man raises his big sword.
And I cried as strongly as I can. Bear in war!
All right. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Yes. So you do that, and I would ask you for some constitution, my man, because you have to shout over all the screams and all the ruckus. You need to shout long and hard. Let's see if your throat can take it.
Okay, come on.
Whoa.
Yes, it can.
Barely.
But
Uh,
that's interesting.
You need both hands.
Not
Yeah.
really, no. So, I'm just looking through all the various weapons you have on your person. Yes, I see it. So, as you just grabbing the air into your lungs to shout as hard and as good as you can, you see a guard just run by you and say, "What are you standing there? Just, you have a bow, shoot it!" And you kind of just in the middle of grabbing all this air, just like, and he grabs your bow and he shoots into this figure. You can either shout or you can stop him.
Depends of what kind of bow he's using.
Well, you know, it's
I had two different ones.
It's kind of, you know, like this bluish glowing one that you like. You know.
Oh,
So
can be interesting, of course.
it can be.
I was at some point I was thinking about what can do these two weapons when they clash together against each other.
You want to check it out? So you have 5 seconds to decide. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Come on,
One.
I stop him.
You stop him. All right. You break your wind and you just and you grab the guy as the shot doesn't reach anyone because he couldn't draw the string back enough. And you see as the sword strikes through. And everyone inside seems to be instantly slashed into bits. And there's another slash. And there's another slash.
Oh.
The guard looks at you and he said, "Look at what you've done, you fool! We need to sell this thing! Let me go!"
I let him go. Run away, fool!
He's just like, "I don't want to run away. I need to fight it. I need to defend." Oh God, he killed the king! He killed the king, you fool! And he tries to strike you in the face, Danelin. What do?
I just
Yes?
turn around. And turn around and try to cry again. It's complete madness.
All right. I would say it's Constitution again, because this time not only do you have to grab the air into your lungs, you have to actually endure this guy hitting you in the back of your head with his fist. Let's see how well this goes.
Yeah.
Constitution.
Uh,
You are being knocked the fuck out. Just boom. Out cold.
just land down. I just whisper.
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. As you see that your panther kind of jumps on the guy and rips his throat, and then tries to grab you and your bow and try to drag you somewhere out. Xios,
Yes.
man, the boat is about to approach. It's around 2 miles away. You think they are already in sight of you, and you think they very well noticed you. Well, at least your boat.
Well, yeah, the boat. Okay.
Yes.
So I scanned the deck of the boat. Is there anything like specifically valuable on the boat?
On
Okay.
your boat?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
On your boat, no.
Okay. Yeah, I glimpse at their boat. Do I see anything that stands out?
Well, there's a whole bunch of guards, very thickly stacked crates. You think they were in the middle of unloading or uploading them, and they kind of ripped the anchor and started sailing away. And they didn't manage to store them all into the inner decks yet.
Okay.
And you see a man behind the wheel. He
Right.
looks not as militaristic as the guards. More
Yeah.
fashionably clothed.
I slide sinuously as close as I can get to their boat while staying in our boat.
All right, you basically slide to the other end of your boat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I reach into the bag of lightning, and I like the bag of lightning. What does it look like? Is there any specific description for the bag?
Well, the bag looks quite generic, even though it is made of well-sewn silk of purple light, and there's a symbol of just crackling lightning just sewn
Okay.
into it with some yellowy, lighty, just something. You're not sure if it's actually a string.
Yeah. I just have one more question about like because I want to know what it looks like in the picture. It says two-handed. Does that mean I throw the lightning with two hands, or requires like basically my full attention to use the thing?
Oh, first of all, like, in order to use it, yes, you have to open it with 2 hands,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like, kinda hold it still with 1 hand while you acquire a lightning out.
Mhm.
That's for the sole purpose of not dropping the bag of lightning and let the lightning kinda, you know, jump out in random
Yeah,
directions.
What if the
Killing
bag
everyone?
is set on the ground?
Well, you can put it on the ground, yes.
Would it require one hand then?
You could say that.
Okay.
You just have to make sure that it wouldn't move. That's all.
Right. Yeah, I sit on the ground and I hold the lip of the bag open with my free hand, and I grab the ball of crackling energy into my other, and I just kind of like blind fire it over the side of the boat. And as I do, does it make like the sound of thunder?
No, it doesn't make a sound of thunder. It does make a crackling sound.
Okay. Is it loud?
It is a very low hum, like.
Is it bright?
Yes, it is bright, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I blind fire that over the side of the boat. I know it's near distance, like I'm not looking to hit the other boat. And then I look over the edge just to observe what the merchant boat is doing.
So your purpose is to do what? Like just throw it away and see what happens, or you need to achieve something?
I want to see what the merchant boat does when they see like this bright light just kind of leap over the side of this boat.
Okay. Well, several warriors head to the front deck to observe what's happening.
Mhm.
And you see that they do have some weapons, including several ballistas loaded with crystallized ammo.
Mhm. Describe the position of the ballistas.
Well, there's two on each side, like on the left and on the right, and one on the front.
And they weren't described to me before because...
Well, because it was too far.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Like, it's still, like, almost 2 miles away.
Yeah, I'd asked before if there was any particular features on the boat before I took this action.
Well, yeah.
All right. So now
Well,
there's
they're not
ballistas.
that big.
Okay.
I mean, like cannons, like.
Yeah, basically like cannons. Like, cannons are not big.
Yeah. How many soldiers can I pick out, or is it too far?
I mean, you can definitely see at least a dozen, but you're not sure, like, how many would that be.
Okay, I wait. I don't do anything else.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get like within
Several
a mile,
moments,
half mile. you know.
Sure, yeah. It happens as they're moving towards you. And you see the trajectory is not coming straight towards you. It's just going right next to the shore as they're trying to make their escape as fast as they can without going to the open sea, it seems. And they will pass next to you, like maybe at a far distance. But
Okay.
they wouldn't intersect.
Yeah, at this point, I slip under the grate, if you will. You know, that grate's in the center of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the blow. Yeah, I slip under there and I keep my eyes to the sky.
I presume you take the bag.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, yes, you go below the deck. And as the boat passes around, you hear the screams like, "Keep your eyes on this thing. We're not sure what's in there. Maester Oirus, go. You need to be safe." And yes, that's the only things you hear.
Okay. I wait for a good 10 minutes.
Well,
Or
it's
do
long
something else.
gone, like, I don't know, maybe 5. It's
so I
going
hear
quick.
The boat.
It's going
I hear
quick,
The boat
like,
just go by me.
yeah.
Okay. I let it pass.
Yeah, it passed.
Okay. I think it passed, quote unquote, and I slowly, like, peer. I kind of like seep through the grates, and I like look around the top of the deck.
Yeah, you look around it, there's no one there.
I slide to the edge of the wall, and I peer over that.
Mm-hmm. You see as this boat continues its way down the shoreline.
Okay. I look towards the shoreline that's closest to me. Is anyone like dropped off or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
It's just going further and further. They're not anchoring, no, they're going full sail.
Okay. And yeah, I maintain my vigil once more.
Yeah, the only thing you did notice, though, about the boat from this angle is that they also have some oars on the sides. Like, they were small enough for you not to notice them before, but at this angle, yeah, there's definitely some oars. So they're going all in. Like, they're going as fast as they can.
Right. Yeah. Understandably so.
Yep. Alright. So, how long would you spend here on this boat?
Until the storm of vengeance passes.
Well, how long would you want it to continue?
That's tough. Because I don't know how well they're doing over there. I think
I don't know.
I hear the screams, right? The screams of things like in the
Well,
distance.
at this point, there would be some, yes.
All right, yeah. I wait for the din of screams to cease.
All right. Well, around an hour, I would say, passes.
Yeah.
You see, basically, everything is on fire. Just like, in order to illustrate it, I would just use some orange. So, goodbye the woodland. Goodbye the city. The fire does spread a little bit, like through here on the other woodland sides. Not too much, but yeah. And the city is also on fire.
Okay, so can I see the psychopomps like diving down from the paper clouds?
No, not really. You don't see them anymore. You're not sure for what reason. Like, it's almost like there's none. Literally none.
Yeah, so I saw them before.
Yeah, you saw them before.
All right,
But
good.
now there's just zero.
Yeah, he presumes their work is done, and I'll keep it going. Actually, gotta be thorough, necromancers. Yeah. So
Like, just
sweeping
once
top, it's
again,
on fire.
just so I would know, like, how would the clouds look? The paper clouds, right?
Yeah, it's like backdropped, dark swirling actual clouds, but like in front of that is these kind of old, ancient, long scrolls of fluttering paper where
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, one thing you do notice, they are kinda on fire.
okay.
It
Yeah.
would be really hard for them to catch fire from the city, because it's so low. But for some reason they're on fire.
All right. I'll keep the spell active.
Sure.
I don't mind, since it's isolated to the city.
Yes.
Is the like pink and white light still scanning down into the flames?
There's something like that. But you see only a couple of spotlights.
Yeah.
Before that there were dozens.
All right. Wait for the flame to die, even if it takes a long time.
The flame to die. Okay, you are about to take camp, my friend.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm talking about the city's fire, not like the.
I mean,
sky's
I understand.
Okay.
I mean, it's a big city. It can
I
burn
understand.
for a while.
So I will sink to the bottom of the deck and
All right.
rest, locking all the doors behind me as I go.
All right. Night time.
Yes.
So do you have rations?
Yes.
Good. So do you consume a ration and take a full rest?
Like, I don't have to consume the ration.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Or do
I'm
I get a debility healed?
If you spend another day here, yes.
Every 2 days.
Every 3 days.
But
2
do I need
days
to
with a
consume
healer.
Do I need to consume a ration for that?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought my last cast. I don't remember specifically, so it's fine. I'll consume the ration then.
Okay.
So wait, do I need 2 days in a row not doing anything at all?
Mostly, yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to consume the ration then.
Okay. So, Egretar,
Yes.
you come to surrounded by ash, cinders, smoke, and the smell of burnt wood and flesh. You look around yourself, and you're not sure where you are. Like, it's almost like a desolate wasteland around here. There's some silhouettes of stone buildings made of bricks, but they all just shattered around, and you just kind of look about, and you look at the sky, and the sun is already setting. You see some strange things on the clouds, though, like some very dimly lit candles or something, like it's just smothering in the top line of your sight. And yeah, like, the only other thing that reaches your ears with the wind is some very, very dim cries for help. So yeah, what do you do?
I'm standing up and
Yes, you are.
looking around, breathing a little bit heavy, maybe.
Yes.
Looking around through the rubble and the destruction. What happened here?
You hear the voice of your trusty companion, Sword. He says, "Justice happened. We've shown them the Force. Now there would be no interference."
Are there any buildings? Buildings are all ruined.
Like, you can see a couple of buildings, like in the middle of the rubble. They have at least one floor, but the second floor is just gone, crashed out.
Do I recognize the remains of the biggest building where the king was in? Well, I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
do I recognize the remnants of the
You
biggest
wouldn't recognize it. It's just rubble.
Well, I think the problem with the necromancers is not anymore.
And for a moment, he again looking around. He remembers what happened last in the cave where he failed, and he's sighing very heavily, looking at the sword.
I failed. I was weak in the cavern. Again, you achieved what I wasn't strong enough.
The sword, you kind of feel at least some level of pride as it speaks to you. And it says, I do possess great power. But without you, nobody would be capable to wield it. We did it together. Right?
Egrotar nods and thinks for a while, only stepping slowly through the rubble and the smoke, and after a thought, he grabs something out of his pouch. I will write that down for you.
And as you just stepping through the rubble and cinder, you kind of see that just from some small hole in the streets, like, you're not sure, is it the sewer, is it something, but there's a hand there, and somebody is trying to just get out, but he can't lift the big rock on top of the small door. You hear like "Ugh, ugh, come on!"
Is it Does the voice see?
It's
do
not
I
familiar.
recognize?
No,
Okay.
it is not familiar.
I saved one man, I think.
The one.
Uh-huh.
And
Ma-
he
ma-
is
maybe I could-
necromancer.
maybe Egodar takes at the border of his consciousness. He takes notice of it, but
Mhm.
well, he doesn't care at all.
He doesn't care.
And
All right. Cool.
one moment.
Yes. So, as Agrodar continues his facade through the streets, we switch to Daneland, who feels like very, very wet on his face, and then he just starts to just, what's it? And you can feel your panthers licking your face, like trying to get you back to consciousness, like, wake up! Wake up!
Oh, what's happening? Oh, where am I?
Well, we are in a building. That's good news. So we're not dead. But the bad news, the rubble kind of closed the entrance. So we kind of trapped.
I tried to look around. Is it? Are we in the dark? Or
Not really.
light?
Like through the cracks, you can see some light, because the building is not exactly in a pristine condition at this point. So yeah, there are definitely some cracks in the wall. Not enough for you or even your panther to make it out, but enough for you to see through. And yes,
Well, yeah, I'm trying to stand up if I can and come closer to these cracks and shout through them. Anyone? Can you hear me? Hello?
all right. So, for a moment, we switch to Agrodar, who is placing his bracelet of iron grip on a free spot on the scorched pavement. So, Agrodar, looks like you want to do something.
Yeah, break it with the sword.
All right. You raise your sword high up,
This is for you.
and you hear familiar voice. It's Dalen. He's calling for help.
Hey! Anyone? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm here.
Does it sound nearby or?
It would be right next street, somewhere in those buildings. You're not sure.
Oh, okay. So yeah, similar to the unknown guy. For the moment, he hears it, but Ekodar doesn't care, and he swings the sword. And
All right. You break the bracelet of iron grip. It is gone. The sword kind of feels very heavy in your hand for a moment when it breaks the bracelet. Then you see there's some sparkle of just fluid bluish energy that comes from the bracelet and gets into the sword, kind of sucks in. And you hear, ah, yes, more energy. Ah, those lesser artifacts, they feed me just like the souls I consume. Good.
There is no place for artifacts that threaten our power.
Yes. Now, we need to check whether the conditions of our agreement with All Father are fulfilled and we saved this pesky dragon.
Yeah. Maybe we should make sure that no one survived in the city.
Good thinking, Agrita.
If no one survives, there also are no necromancers left. The only ones who could have been a threat to the dragon.
Good. Let us stroll around then, and quench any last breathing things.
And Agodar would head after second thought, he would head back to the to the place where he heard the unknown voice. And
you still see that the man is trying to get out, but now there's actually two hands. He's making some progress.
He would step nearby and call out for him.
Hey there, is there someone else with you?
He's just like, yes, there's five of us here. We managed to get to the trapdoor, but we kind of trapped. It's almost funny, but not really. Could you help, please? I can't open it on my own. There's a big boulder or something.
Yeah, Ekra helps him to get rid of the boulder.
Okay.
Get him out.
Lift the boulder up quite easily. The man opens a trapdoor. You see his face is basically covered in cinder, and he's almost blind from it. And he's just blinking heavily as he looks at you. And he says, thank you, stranger. And then he kind of stops for a moment. And then he's just like, it's you, isn't it? You are the one. You are flying with fire, and you destroyed the city. You are the lizard man.
Ekra blinks and
Do you follow the dragon?
He's just like, I was, but now I'm not sure anymore. And then he looks at you. You see the tears in his eyes. Maybe it's from the cinder. Maybe it's from something else. His voice crackles, and he says, "You were supposed to save us. You were supposed to protect us from the necromancers. They almost destroyed the city, but you just did it for them, didn't you?"
Are there the others came others behind him?
Well, maybe there's somebody down below you can't really see.
Ekra thinks for a moment and
You survived the attack. That makes you worthy of the. That makes you worthy servant of the dragon. You are chosen. Do you accept? Do you accept to obey the dragon?
The man kinda lowers his arms on the floor, like the top side of him down to the waist is above the trapdoor, the legs are down below, and he just, what's the point? They wanted to save our families.
at this this moment, Agrodar would cut his head off and head into the cellar.
All right, good. So you easily cut his head off just with one single sweep. It rolls out, and the body kind of starts just sliding down, and it drops with a very good thump, like. And yeah, you hear a couple of muffled cries there, like. There's definitely someone down below. But you also hear the screams from another guy, Daneland.
Anyone? No one here. It looks like we should try to get out ourselves.
Yes, yes, we should. says the panther.
Agrodar grins and no, he's not really grinning, but he sighs and.
Well, at least the Denman made it. Can still be of use.
And he heads down the cellar and looks whether who is alive down there.
Okay. You roll down the almost broken ladder, and you end up in a very thin corridor, lit by a small lantern. And you see there's actually 4 more people. One very old guy with a pair of focusing glasses. 2 younger ones with small beards, and 1 woman, middle-aged, covered in a thick robe. They all look at you, and you can see horror in their eyes.
It's a little bit like the scene from the 3rd Star Wars movie where Anakin kills the younglings.
Something like that. Yes.
I mean, Agrodar for sure has no. He's doing it without emotion because he doesn't care. He only wants to be sure that there is no one alive left in the city. So
done. Like you slashing them left and right. With a couple of swings, you actually managed to slay all of them. But the eldest one, the one with the glasses, he kinda looks at you as he gasping for last breath, and he points a finger and he says, "You were supposed to be the chosen one."
You were weak. Reckon there's no need for weak servants.
"Aye," says the sword. "We don't either."
slay him.
Yep. Done. Daneland, how do you plan on getting out of your entrapment?
Well, I'm trying to analyze what kind of the rubbish can be safely taken out by me using my hands only.
Well, there are some.
Stone by stone.
There are some, yes. Of course, you can be very fast and try to do it quickly.
I just don't care how much time it can take.
Sure.
I'm just doing it carefully.
Sure, who cares about time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you just take brick after brick, brick after brick, brick after brick, and the eyes of your panther are kind of following your hands left and right, left and right, and we zoom in on its wonderful dark eye, and we zoom out to see the blob that is Xios rising from his slumber on the boat.
The first order of business is to seep through the cracks in the doors I have closed and locked shut and scan the boat for anything that might have slipped on board.
Okay. Did anything slip on board? No.
Okay. After my sweep, I begin to prepare spells.
Alright. Let's say you do.
Okay. I do so. I am preparing web. I am preparing change self.
I don't need to know the full list. I trust you, Maine. It's fine.
Okay. Web, change self. Okay. I do so, and I come up to the deck, and I take a look around. What's the weather like? Are the waters still placid and blue?
Good question. Are they? Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Even though you see very thick black clouds, just some of them are blackened through the smoke, you think. Some of them from your spells. Some may be filled with rain, but they are a bit far from where you are.
Okay. Are the pink and white lights still filtering through the city?
No.
Okay. And this is because I've set the spell to continue overnight, right? And it just
Yes.
stopped because just making sure.
Well, it didn't stop. It's still there. That's why the black clouds and stuff like that. But they're just nothing to do anymore.
Okay. Yeah. With a wave of my hand, I cast it away.
All right.
So, truth, I was painting over what the spells I would get. All right, so remember my spells. Who's told? Okay, so does not exceed level +2. So I have
Sure.
new spells whose number does not exceed the magnitude +1. Magnitude is equal to half
Sure,
level
sure.
rounded up.
Just
Okay.
don't need
5.
that math, man.
Well, I need it for me. So
yeah,
7,
I know.
fly is 9. Okay, so fly, change self, and web, and I cast fly.
All right, you do so.
All right, so I have a -1 forward.
Yep, you do.
Awesome, and I begin to make my way towards the burning fires of yesterday. Well, not burning anymore, but the scene of yesterday.
All right.
Okay, and yeah, I'm flying high up. The sky is I cast a spell away so the sky blue over the ruined city.
It's not, but it's a bit clearer than it was before.
All right, well, I shift my skin to whatever the sky might be at the time when I get there.
All right.
And
It
I
would
look
take
down.
you around half a day flying straight up.
Half a day flying to the city?
Yes.
Sure.
All
Do
right.
so.
You do so. As we switch back to Agratar, who walks the streets and culls the weak, and then notices that the sky kind of clears a little bit. Strange, eh?
If he doesn't notice any other signs of life, he would head to the area where he thought he heard Denden's voice.
Okay. You follow there, and you hear distinct noise of bricks on bricks just being thrown, like...
Someone is building a house. maybe?
something like that.
Underground.
Yeah. So what do you do, Agratar?
I probably trying to sing.
No.
some
I was talking to
song.
Agratar.
I just told what is Dylan doing while holding all this
Okay.
drink. He's singing a little bit.
Oh, singing. All
An
right.
Elven Builder song.
Yeah, but this song is not very funny. It's like some croissant maybe.
I'm an elf and I don't like stone.
Yeah.
I like woods and sing songs.
Yeah. Something like that.
Really, really sad,
A
pathetic.
little bit depressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ekrota would come near and shakes his head and shouts,
If you don't stop singing, I won't let you out there.
All right.
Come on.
I mean, it's not very
I
clear
can
whether
hear
it's a joke.
someone. Do you hear someone? I ask for my panther.
Yeah, the panther looks at you and she says, "Yeah, I do hear someone, but are you sure you wanna just go there? Are you sure?"
I stop singing and come on, get me out of here, you stupid lizard.
Okay, nice start for a friendly conversation.
Ekrota might have a flashback of the good old times when they began our adventures, and Denlan was nagging about him and gives a very slightly smirk, and goes over and pushes Rubble aside.
Okay, let's see. Are you strong enough to push the rubble aside? I mean, you've been working all day. Come on, man. Oh yeah, you still got it. Done. Rubble is thrown away. As you see the silhouette of your friend covered in dust, muck, blood, and probably some vomit.
And some fish.
Yeah. He reeks of fish. Yes, that's definitely sure. And there's his panther right next to him. One side of her is black, as it's supposed to be. Another side is dusty gray.
Ekrota gives him a hand to get out of the hole.
All right.
Come out into the sunlight, Denlan. It's a beautiful morning.
It's not morning yet.
Get out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting close to the night.
It's a beautiful evening.
Yeah. Beautiful evening. Exactly.
Taste the smell of victory. I think we dispatched all the necromancers.
I guess then come out and look around and take a big breeze and shake his head. I tried to stop it, but I am not really care a lot about people, but think about all the animals you killed during this fire in the wood, and also animals.
Now he cares about the animals.
Yeah.
Rabbits.
Animals, mate. Have rights too. You know?
Is Denlan complaining loud about the animals? Does he talk to Ekrota?
I presume so.
Yeah, I talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Speaking of the animals, in Ekrota's mind flashes the pictures and the feeling of those incredible fluffy rabbits.
Yeah.
And for a moment, Denlan might see how his his mind goes somewhere else, and then he returns and
I saved some rabbits in the forest. By the Father, they were so fluffy.
Yeah.
But at the end, did you kill at least this one man we should kill initially? Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but we will make sure that no one's left.
Of course.
Can I just try to look around and find where I remember was the castle?
Yes. You can definitely go there through the rubble.
we should check this castle first. I will show you the way. Let's
Agrota
go.
nods.
All right.
Good plan.
You go there. So, what do you want to do with the rubble?
I think we should try to find the way to the middle of the castle, whatever it is.
Well, it's not like a castle. It's just a four-storied building made of stone. The 2 stories of the highest part basically completely destroyed, and the second story is mostly damaged, and probably it's where the king and his guard were, as they've been just completely annihilated. Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to search all the remnants of these buildings and trying to find some clue of what was the necromancer inside. Maybe some signs of
Signs of necromancers.
yeah.
Like, describe to me, what would be a sign of a necromancer?
Pentagrams.
Yeah, maybe some sort of skeletons,
Skeletons.
heads
So,
of people.
if you find a guy who just clenches his hand, a skull, that's definitely a necromancer, right?
And maybe someone with a black robe.
It
Yeah.
might be.
Just anyone in a black robe, or with eye shade, you know?
Yeah.
Eye shade, of course. Only necromancers do that.
Yeah, and the big staff. This is cool.
Yep. Definitely. All right. All right.
Try
You-
to
you look through, you look
remember
through.
whatever I know about the necromancer cults
Okay.
from my godlike life.
Oh,
Before.
that sounds better. Let's see. Can your intelligence actually help you in that?
Ah,
Do you remember
let's see
something?
it. Let's see it. No.
Ah,
Although it's a 6. I'm wondering. Is it
Anyone
possible?
can help me?
Yes.
I mean, since Agrota is searching with him, and he could also know, so he would try to help when he sees that Dana is trying to get something out of
I'm
it.
trying to ask Agrota, do you know something about necromancy?
Yeah. Let's see. How pristine is the knowledge from Agrota, who can use his bonds or his pure knowledge of intelligence to aid his friend?
Using the bond, because I'm not intelligent.
Would
I know.
never guessed it. Let's go for it. The bonds.
Wow. So +1.
Oh,
Oh, +1. Okay.
Yeah, I have 1 bond with them. So.
All right. All right. I believe you. Don't worry about that. So, Danelin, you do remember distinctly that necromancers tend to work in circles. So there's not like one on the top of the hierarchy. There's like several. At least 5. Maybe even more. And usually they don't reside in the same place. Usually. So that's what you know.
okay.
But yeah, around here you're looking and there's nothing alive. Just nothing.
So I don't remember any kind of a sign of necromancy. Any clue that can help me to find the necromancer?
I mean, there's no obvious signs that somebody is a necromancer. Not until they starting to do necromancy, that is.
To rise dead people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe there's a chance to find the races in the sewers underground. Maybe there's someone alive. Maybe necromancers.
So, as you looking through the rubble, and Danelan is meticulously trying to research every corpse and every entrail he finds, you both hear flapping of wings. Quite big ones.
Looking up.
You look up, and you see there's your old pal, Shanky. He's flying around the city, and it looks like he noticed you, and he's going down towards you. He lands in a heap of rubble, and he hails you, Agritar. Hey there! What did you do, huh? We were supposed to meet in a cave, you know?
Yeah, we were searching for necromancers. We are still searching for survivors who could be necromancers. Did you see something from above? Something moving?
You mean in the city? Nah. I mean, before everything burned out, I was just looking outside of my cave, just... Whoa, there's fire. Whoa, there's weird things flying from the sky. Whoa. But the only thing that left, I guess, is just, like, 3 ships from the port.
3 ships.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Maybe there were necromancers on the ships. What kind of ships did you recognize? How big? Warships? Armed?
Nah, they're no warships. I think one was like a fisherman boat, a couple were merchant boats, something like that. I don't know. Nothing too big.
Agritar gives Danlan a look.
Well, maybe we have to tail the ships. If there's someone on them, maybe we can't let them escape.
I guess we should follow. Where's our ship, by the way?
Your
Where
ship?
we left it.
Xeos sailing to us or no? Do you think?
I think he's talking
I
to
asked
Agritar.
Shenki probably that. Do you see our ship? We sailed. Oh.
Thing is, Shenki doesn't understand you. He understands Agritar.
It takes a moment until Agritar recognizes the situation, and then yeah, he asks Shanky.
Okay. So Shanky quits just rubbing through his wing, just probably looking for some lice or something. And he's just like, oh, your ship? Oh, you mean the fisherman boat? Well, it's still there. It's anchored. Didn't move. Didn't see. I mean, you could easily get there now that the woods are kind of burned down.
They made it. They went to the shore after leaving the city.
Who?
Where? The ships.
What did he say? Who?
About our
About
ship.
who?
It's
Oh,
still
okay.
Yeah.
at the same place.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess.
okay. So,
Yeah. Your ship is anchored.
by the way, did we find the corpses of the king and the soldiers, or
Well,
were they?
you found some parts of them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I definitely think that it's hard to say what part is it. Is it a part of the king body or not?
Yeah. It's hard to
Did-
distinguish. Everything
did
is
we-
kind of reddish.
Did we find the head of the king with the crown?
Not. Well, let's see. Let's see. Did you find a crown? Yeah, you
Yes.
actually.
Oh,
Yeah, you actually found the crown.
Yeah, I would take the crown and put it to my belt.
Sure.
I'm collecting king
Oh.
trophies.
I look at that and say, you can probably put it on your head right now and enjoy yourself. You're a king of this dead kingdom now.
That gives him only a weird look. So,
Why should I do that? I have no need to be king.
yeah.
That's just a sarcasm, you know. And I continue to look around, and then turn to the Shenki and
Uh-huh.
turn to Agrota and ask if Shenki can help us to fly to this to our ship. It would be faster if we can fly both on Shenki.
Why do we need to get back to our ship? We have to search for survivors in the city and maybe get underground.
I'm worried about those people who left the city, actually. You see no McFarrels around, so I think we did something wrong, maybe? Or we do not complete our task, at least for now.
Agrada, turns to Shanky and
Shanky, do you know the way to his shack? Could you bring him a message?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
And tell him that 3 of the ships of the humans fled the city when we searched for the necromancers. He might think about taking care of them. They might be connected to the threat.
Sure. I'll just fly, but it's gonna take some time, you know.
Of course. And tell him that we dealt with the city and everyone who could have opposed, who could have been a threat to him. And all unworthy to follow the great dragon are dead. Judged.
Yep. All right. And he kind of swoops up and starts flying towards hilly mountains. There is some fire still burning around. You see it around the far side of the forest. But you do see some clouds gathering around. It seems that the high temperature kind of condensed a lot of water and it's about to rain down.
taking a look to the sky, Ecuador turns to Denlen.
Do you know what those strange lights were? What strange weather was it? What happened?
Well, I guess it's some kind of magic. At least I was kind of busy by my own things happening around. But I noticed that something else except my windy magic also strikes the city at the same time. So maybe just maybe it's some kind of other wizardry around. Not sure.
Maybe our friend the painter proved himself useful after all.
And after that, Agrota would, search for somewhere, maybe an entrance to the sewer system, or if there's something like that.
So you want to scout the city in order to find things. All
And
right.
by the way, is this dead end in the first trapdoor? So it's just closed room, no
You
tunnels
mean
around.
where Agrota was?
Yeah.
It seemed that way, yes. So, Agrota can scour the city and use his wisdom to discern whether or not he searched everything.
Not too bad.
You can ask one question about the city. Choose wisely.
I have to think about that for a moment.
All right. Danelan, what would you like to do meanwhile?
Well, I'm trying to analyze if the forest around the city is still burning and any animals need my help.
Well, there's no need to be analytical about this. Yes, there's definitely a lot of animals who need your help.
Is there still fire around or no?
Yes, like I said, there is still fire, not like as bad as it was before, and there's a very dark cloud gathering above from all the water that's being vaporized and kind of flying up. It's gathering, condensing, and probably is going to pour down.
So at least it helps to stop the fire.
Maybe. You're not sure.
Okay, if I can find some injured animals or any animals who can use my help, I am trying to do this.
So you're looking for injured animals in the city.
Yeah.
All right. Use your wisdom to help you to find, are there actually any injured animals? You discerning whether or not this city has any worthy things that need your help, such as house mice, or cats, or just very survivable cockroaches. So, you can ask one question about the city. What do you want to know?
I'm looking for any injured life in this city, live creatures.
Live creatures injured around the city. Well, all right. You do find 2 creatures. One is a half-burnt dog that is trying to eat half squashed by a fallen rubble man who is still breathing and trying to just swoosh it away with a big stick. And the dog is kind of jumping from side to side, trying to get to his leg and get a chomp of it. So yes, both of these creatures are still alive, but not looking too good. Whom do you want to help?
Come on, this man already doomed.
Sure, he
killed
is.
by Agrota.
Sure.
Anyway.
Sure. So, do you want to feed the dog?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Tell me how you do it.
Poor doggy. Come on, I'll feed you.
Uh-huh. So
I'm trying to find at least some kind of a piece of fish, probably on my body. There should
I
be
will.
a lot of around.
I'm going to say that the only place where fish might be is in your bag of winds that you closed really fast. So if you want to open it and check, I'm going to roll whether or not there's some fish.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I have one question. If I open it without desire to throw away a wind, can I do this safely?
Well, if you open it, the winds go out. The thing that you can do is control them after they go out. And you control how many of them go out. So yeah, if you want to just let them all out for a moment, just to check if there's some fish, like definitely your chances are higher than if you just let out one and see if it brings some fish. So yeah.
Okay. I'll try to do it and let only one to get out.
Okay.
So no more disaster to this ruined city, hopefully.
Okay. So you let out one of the winds. So instead of a 50% chance, that would be 12.5. So D8 then. If it's an 8, there's fish. No.
No way.
No fish. No fish for you.
Not at all.
Okay, I'm trying to use this the only one wind to break the trees between the rest of the forest and the fire wall. So we have some kind of a buffer between fire
what do you want to
and
do
the
again?
rest.
So you want to send this wind like 1 day away from you to kind of do something in the forest.
Yeah, I believe it should be not too far away. Because I made my way from one
Like
gate
I
to
understand,
another one.
I understand that you think it's not supposed to be far away, but it's literally 1 hex away, which is 1 day away.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
It was a nice fire.
Okay, then I try to use this wind for better to gather clouds faster. So they probably
what
have
clouds?
rain in several minutes.
So you want to gather clouds above the city to do something?
Yeah.
So okay, you can do that, but what's your end goal? Like you, for example, you gathered the things above the city.
Yeah, to have rain.
In the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
The city
cool.
and around.
Yeah, you do that. You send your wind to go scouring and bring the clouds together, but you can still see the picture of the dog and the man kind of yells to you, "Come on! What are you standing there for? Just get this thing away from me! Hey, get away, you little mutt! Get away! It's my leg! Fuck you!
I tried to talk to this dog to tell him that why you're hunting this man while there are a lot of other meat around that is not striking you with this stick.
I'm going to just drop a slight reminder that you don't have wild speech anymore. You can't talk to animals? Sorry? Sorry?
I mean, he can talk, but...
Yeah,
well,
you can talk, but the dog wouldn't really understand you. And the panther is just like in the background.
Actually, I don't have wild speech, but I have wild empathy. So I cannot talk to any non-magical, non-planar creature, but I still can talk and understand animals.
Oh, so wild
Yeah.
speech is 6 to 10? Okay. Well, then yeah. Then you can definitely talk to this dog. And this dog just looks at you and says, hungry, need food, food. And it tries to chomp the leg. And once again, being swooshed away with a stick, and it's kind of wimps like, food, need food. So, what do you want to talk about this wonderful companion?
Oh, I asked my panther, can you bring this dog some kind of a meat, please?
The panther looks at you as if you just killed its mother. Just like it looks at you and it's just like, you want me to what? I want meat. Did you give me meat?
A lot of meat around.
Uh-huh. Well, do you want to eat it?
No, I'm a vegetarian, you know.
Uh-huh. When was the last time you gave me meat?
It was a fish.
That's not meat.
It's a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Meat? No, I don't think so. But how long do we travel on this ship?
She kind of sighs and just like, I don't want to talk with you. You want to feed the dog? You feed the dog. Do you want a dog to travel with you? Go ahead. I'll see how it's going to help you.
Come on. Okay. Let's go to find you some meat. Hey, come on. Let's search for meat.
She reluctantly starts moving. Still looking at you. Very, very irritated. But yeah, she follows. Meanwhile, Agrota, what do you want to know about the city?
I mean, the thing is, I don't exactly know how I should ask that, because he would try to find an opening to an underground level of the city between the rubble. And he would try to use his knowledge of the White Wanderer thing, whether there's those port cities maybe a tradition to make sewer systems.
There is no such tradition in poor cities,
The
no.
knowledge of that would help.
But basically I'm asking, what is your question? Like, you can ask me one question about the city.
I think the closest one would be what is not what it appears to be.
Like, you can ask any simple question,
Okay.
basically. Like, I'm not restricting you to the list.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not-
I mean, then I mean, the nearest thing would be how do I get to an underground level below the streets?
Like, thinking that there's an underground level.
Yeah,
So basically, you looking for any secret entrances. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Are there any secret entrances? Yes.
Oh.
Of course.
Definitely. Are they leading underground? Yes.
Nice.
So you definitely find one. It's actually a partially destroyed wooden building that has a cellar door, and it's being ripped open, and you see that there's a dim light coming out of there. As you move the second lid of the door, you find that there's a tunnel leading down, and it's slit with several well-placed lanterns. Seems like there's some structure down below.
Is this a crude tunnel, or is it well made with walls to the side, or?
It looks well made.
Does it look kind of familiar with the underground location Akratar saw in his vision in the forest?
Well, the stonework would be something like that, but you can't be sure.
Yeah, of course. In this case, when he finds the trapdoor, does Secretary have an idea how far Denon is away? I mean, he didn't really care where Denon would go when he...
Good question. Would Agratar have an idea where Denon is? Yes.
Oh.
You have an idea. He's just right there on the street, and he's just talking to his panther, and yeah, he's doing weird elf things.
Akratar shouts over to him.
Deadlin, I found an entrance. Come over here, we have to search for some necromancers.
I asked my panther, do you like necromancer meat?
She looks at you and she says, if they taste fine, if they're not being chopped with weird things, sure.
Come on then, let's follow this machine of killing, and we'll find some meat for you.
Sure. She reluctantly follows you towards Agratar. And you, Agratar, as you continue down below into the tunnel, you stumble across a couple of men just lying on the floor. What do you do? They don't move.
What kind of men? How are they dressed? Do they look injured?
They look completely unharmed, although they're lying with their faces down to the floor. They are clothed in some peasant, simple clothes. Do you want to approach them? Look closer?
Yeah, kick one to get
okay.
an idea whether they're dead.
You kick one to the side, and you notice that this guy was basically withered by something. You see that the muscles are almost completely out, like his skin is clinging to his skull. Basically, it's a husk of a man. And you can see a glossy reflection of fear on his white eyes. If you progress to turn the other one, he's in the same condition.
Do they have any possession on them? Only their clothes?
On these guys, yes, only their clothes. But if you check one of them, there's actually some flint and steel. Probably they were starting the lanterns.
But they are not near the entrance in the tunnel. They are a little bit inside.
Yes.
Okay.
Deeper, around like 50 meters inside.
Ekota would he waits for Denlin and shows him them.
What do you think of them? might be the necromancers who suck them dry of life.
I'm still trying to remember whatever I can about necromancy cults, and are there some kind of ritual that can cause people look like that?
Well, there's definitely a whole bunch of rituals that can make people look like that. Well, some of them might as well be of necromantic nature. You know that for sure.
Yeah, I guess it might be. I told Agrita. Whatever did it, I want this thing to be killed. Definitely.
That's why we are here, Denman. I'm glad we are on the same page.
And if if the bodies are look all the same, Ekrota would continue down the tunnel.
Okay. You continue down the tunnel as it takes...
I would grab one of the lanterns maybe to...
Oh, sure. You grab one of the lanterns and you continue down the tunnel around 20 more meters as it takes a sharp turn to the left. It doesn't actually widen anymore, but it leads to a small widened area around like 5 by 5 meters. There's a couple of stone tables with several chairs around them. On each chair, well, almost on each chair, there's a person, and they kind of look the same in a condition, but some of them have more pristine clothes, some have robes, some have fancy, nice made, noble garments. You're not sure what exactly happened here, but it looks like this guy just didn't know what hit him. They were in the middle of something, like sitting behind a table, and then bam, they just died.
So they are not tied to the chairs or something like that?
No, they're not. It looks like they were just sitting behind the tables, like 2 tables, wooden stone ones, and they kind of died in this position. Like some of them are hunched back, some of them are just lying on the table, but yeah.
Is there something on the tables aside of some of the corpses?
There are some candle holders, but the candles are already completely gone.
Is it, do we recognize what they might have done there, or are they only sitting, playing cards or something like that?
Like, do you want to examine the scene?
Yeah.
Alright. You can use your wisdom to do that.
Yes, wow.
Good. You can ask me 3 questions about this scene. As you're walking around with your lantern, trying to look at every angle.
Definitely what is useful or valuable here.
Well, the one useful and valuable thing to you is that when you look about, you spot a familiar thing. You spot a figure in a dark robe. It definitely looks like one of the things that you saw when you were in the forest.
But the ones I saw before I went into the vision.
What?
Because so in the forest before Ekrota tasted the bug.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With a black robe, you see.
Yes.
Okay. And he's one of the dead guys.
Yes.
Yeah, Agra would head over to him and search him, whether he's some insignia or something useful on him.
Well, actually, as you look about him, there's a ring. A silver one, you would presume, or at least some precious white metal. And it has a very nicely made skull with ruby eyes.
Nice. Yeah, grab the ring. And does it look like there's something with it, something magical or so? If Akratar could sense that, or is it
I don't think Agratar can sense that.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
Maybe not.
But on grabbing it, it feels like a ring, nice looking.
Well,
ring.
Yeah,
it's a
you
ring,
can ask your
definitely.
sword always. I think.
Like, do you want to break it with a sword?
Yeah, let's see whether it's magical, whether it sparkles. And does the rope man has something else on him?
Well, not really. No.
Agratar shows the ring to Denon.
What do you think of this? Might be some kind of insignia of the necromancers. Could you detect whether there's some magic going on with that? Maybe it's an artifact.
Well, I'm just looking at it from a distance. You know, I'm kind of fond of nature and I hate such things, but it looks like some necromancy style. At least it might be. Oh, can I also use my wisdom to try to recognize some kind of necromancy inside this thing?
Inside what thing?
This ring?
Oh, you mean you want to examine the ring?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a silver ring with a skull that has 2 eye sockets that are filled with small rubies. How do you want to examine it? Do you taste it on your tongue? Like,
No, I don't.
what do you do?
at all. I'm trying to look it closer while Agratar is still holding it,
Well,
and maybe find some.
you look
scribed
really close.
Words.
It's
Any words?
no words.
Word symbols, etc.
Well, there's a skull with ruby eyes.
Nothing else.
Not really.
Okay. I think it might be. I just stand up. It might be, but I'm not sure.
And in
Maybe we might ask our magical friend at some point.
Oh, it's all. Yeah, we know if we knew what it is.
Yep.
Well, by the way, Agrata, I'd like to ask you something. Did you, while destroying all this city and killing everyone around, did you for some point find my purse with jewels?
Agratar blinks a few times.
What do you think?
Well, I just tried to save one man and push him.
While he
down.
talks, Agratar turns away.
Yeah. You, Agratar, have 2 more questions about the room.
Yeah. What happened here recently?
Well, that would be quite a scene as you try to imagine what would probably cause this. And you see that most of the people who were sitting kind of back to the entrance that you came from, they look like completely unsurprised, like they were caught completely off guard. And the ones who have been facing the entrance that you came from, they show at least some kind of fright in their eyes as you try to understand what happened. And you think that, yes, like through the entrance that you came from, something entered and then sucked all the life out of all of those people almost immediately, because they didn't even show any sign of trying to get up from the chairs.
Are these people look the same like the ones at the entrance?
Yes,
Sucked.
the condition,
Completely
yes.
sucked. Okay.
Yes. Condition is the same.
So probably this is not necromancy magic. Just causes people to die so horribly.
Yeah, as you look about with your lantern, Agratar, you definitely notice 2 more ways out of this room. One is completely opposite to the one you entered, and the next one is basically to the right of the one you entered from. They both lead onwards to somewhere.
Yeah, Akrodaf thinks about what he should be on the lookout for here. I mean, that's obviously something drains life, but yeah.
All right. You look about and you notice that actually the most peculiar thing about this entire scene is that whatever did it didn't touch the ground.
Yeah.
You can see the footsteps through the dust from all the people around as they moved about, and the footsteps from you and Dalen and its panther, but nothing else. Like only human tracks, and nothing that would as rapidly just move from one place to the other. Like you think whatever it is, it would be either ethereal or flying, or maybe both.
Akrodaf gets a flashback from his encounter in the dungeon cave, where the thing teleporting and walking on the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
And,
You look on the ceiling, you don't actually see any strains there. So
How far up is the ceiling here?
it's actually quite low. It's around like 2.5 meters.
Oh,
You almost hitting your head, almost.
The Akrodaf tells Dunnan what he found out.
We have to be on the lookout. There's something nasty roaming around down here. What about those 2 tunnels? Should we split up?
And Dunnan might not recognize whether this is a serious question to split up or not.
I guess if it's a lot of danger, I guess we should stay together.
Might be a good idea. Well, if we only had the wizard with us, the painter.
Well, Akrodaf would also check the bodies, especially the wealthier looking bodies, whether there's something of value on them.
You check the wealthy ones, and you check basically everyone, and The only thing you do happen to notice is that on every single one of them, there's something, a small trinket, even maybe a wooden carving of sorts, that has almost the same image of the skull.
Oh,
But most of it is basically junk.
okay.
So this is another sign that this is a cultist sign.
I think, yeah, I think we're getting near to the necromancer, to the center. Now, which tunnel?
I vote for the opposite one. It's just behind the chairs, right?
Yes.
In his mind, Egrotar reached out for the sword.
Do you sense something down here? I think we're on the trace of something or someone.
Whatever it is, we can destroy it.
I guess I come closer to the tunnel, which is opposite to the one we came from.
Yes, yes.
And I just try to look into the tunnel and ask Panther to take a look and sniff it. If we can feel something unusual, some smell, or I can sense something.
Well, you ask your trusty Panther to just smell things around. It sniffs. And then turns to you and says, well, I smell some salt. Not too much. Just some salt.
I guess we should check the tunnel. We cannot do anything valuable while staying here.
All right. So what do you do?
I think we head into that tunnel.
All right.
So
I don't know. Do you enter, Daneland?
Yeah, sure. Is it wide enough so we both can come?
Not
shoulder
side by
shoulder?
side. No,
No.
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 It's only big enough for one person. Well,
Okay.
1.5 person maybe, but not 2 persons.
Okay. I with my Panther.
Yeah, totally.
Leads the way. Okay.
Totally, you can do that. So you move about around 20 meters ahead.
One thing, before we leave the room, Egrotar would pile at the entrance of the other tunnel. He would pile some of the chairs and maybe the tables, cram it into the opening. So they simply they would recognize if in their when they come back that if someone gets out of there.
Okay, sure. You
I
do
mean,
that.
not.
Yep. Done. So as you proceed down on the tunnel opposite to the one you entered, you take around 20 paces further, and then there's a sharp turn to the right. Another 20 paces, a sharp turn to the left. Another 20, and to the right. As you proceed, you can see that there's some light shimmering somewhere further. As you take another 20 paces, you can see that there's a fork. You can proceed further onwards from where you were going, and there's actually some lantern right in the corner. But you can also turn to the left, but there's darkness there.
and another. Should we follow the one with the lantern? Maybe someone went there.
I'll try to take a look. You should stay here and wait, and I'll try to take a look if its tunnel is long enough. Or maybe it's some dead end.
Maybe sneak ahead.
Yeah. I and my panther follow to the point where the lantern is and try to look around.
So you
hear
follow
anything?
them.
Yeah.
You don't actually hear too many things around.
Okay.
Actually, there's almost complete silence. It's quite depressing, in fact. There's slight breeze, but it's indiscernible from when it's coming from. So yes, Danelin, you turn the corner and you find another lantern that is lit. It's right in the middle of the tunnel. There's probably another sharp turn to the right as you approach it, and you see that it shines onto the door that is opposite of it in the right wall. The door is finely made and almost resembles a door to a nobleman house. It's made of wood, but quite nift one, probably oak, and there's some nice iron platings on the sides to reinforce it.
Aha. Okay. I look at the door and then turn back. Come back to where Agatha is and
You do so.
tell him about there's a door at the end of this tunnel.
Yep, there's a door.
I think we should check it.
And on the way to from this fork to the door, there was no other fork of the tunnel.
Nope.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Ecuador nods and follows him.
Alright, you do so. You find yourself next to a door.
Is there on this side of the door an obvious locking device, a lock on it, or something like that? A bar?
There is one small crack right next to where the door handle is. And you think that there's something in there. Like, definitely you can hear things from inside, but you're not sure. Maybe you could get a key and put it in the crack and it would fit. Maybe it's just a crack, you don't know. Doesn't look like the door would have any other types of entrance. Or maybe you could just try to open it.
Okay. Can I first thing I can try to do is to look through this crack, if it's possible.
Alright. So you approach it and you put one of your eyes next to the crack.
Yeah.
Which eye are you putting?
Left one.
Alright. You put your left eye next to the crack. You see darkness in there. But as you're doing it, you start hearing things in the tunnels. Not where you are, but slightly to the side, away from here. Mostly the way you came from. There's some chattering there.
chattering like someone is speaking to each other, or
No,
like
no.
something animalistic?
Something animalistic.
Okay.
More akin to rats, perhaps.
Okay.
Can I understand if it's animal voices?
It's not like animal voices.
Noise.
Yeah, it's noises.
Just noise. Okay.
Yes. But definitely, you think that if you would come closer to where they are, maybe you would even understand what's the chittering is about.
Agrota whispers to Denlin.
What about the door? Did you see something?
I cannot see anything besides this door, so
Well, there's a
I
door
think we
handle.
try to open it. Hopefully it's not trapped or something.
Agrota take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Try it, maybe.
Can you use your hammer from a distance so we are completely safe?
Oh, you want to destroy the door?
Yeah.
I thought you were against destroying things, Denlin.
Door is not a life thing, so I am okay with that.
Agrota shakes a little bit his head, not quite understanding the philosophy of that, but he gestures Denlin to move back, but also makes a gesture in the direction where they came from, to the noise.
Should we destroy the door, or should we take a look about the noise? I don't want something to come from behind.
I'll take care about the behind scenes. You take care about the door, right? And I turn to the opposite direction and try to look if there any danger coming from behind us.
Alright. You turn about and you start moving back to the fork where the paths are intersected.
Get my bow ready for
Yeah.
just for some
You do
kind
so.
of treats.
And definitely, you manage to overhear some phrases. They're supposed to be mouse. Yes, there's definitely one mouse who's chittering something like, "They must be gone. They must be gone. I'll be safe. I'll be safe. They won't hit me. They won't hit me."
Now, if I come closer to the where the voice coming from,
You would be walking through the tunnel further into the darkness. Do you want to grab a lantern or something?
well, I guess I'm going till the point when my own eyes cannot see anything.
Well, you walk around 10 meters into the darkness. Then there's basically a pitch black.
Okay, I don't go any further, and I'm just step and trying to listen and to see if there any danger coming from this side while waiting till Agrota smashing this door.
Alright. As you take a glance back into the darkness, we would zoom in on it for a moment. And then we'll find ourselves into the black skies of the night as the Xeos whooshes around into the nice clouds.
So, just to make sure I'm straight here, I prepared my spells in the morning. I flew to the city.
You prepared your spells in the evening.
Evening.
Yes.
Why did I prepare my spells in the evening?
We started the game in the morning. Then you waited for some time. Then you took a rest. Then it's evening.
Oh, I thought we had passed the day because I had rested.
Well, it's not like 24 hours. It's 8 hours. Not more than that. You took a
Okay.
rest. That's all.
Yeah. All right. I just thought it was all right. So it's night.
Yes. Almost.
All right. Am I above the city?
No. There's actually around a couple of hours till you get to the city. But you can definitely see the aureole of the burning forest from away here. You can already see that the clouds formed some rain to cull the fiery hailstorm that was down below. And you can also see that there's something basically gathering clouds above the city. And they also are about to rain down.
Put the rain over the city.
Yes. Basically, from what you can see, it looks like something is pushing the clouds together right above the city.
I guess, yeah, I want to scan for Agratar or Daneland.
How do you scan for them? From 2 hours away from the city.
Yeah, I approach the city, and but I approach the city. But if I am going under the clouds, I don't do that. So, like, I want to be looking from. Is it possible to approach any closer to the city without getting under the clouds they're gathering?
Sure, you can approach that, but like I said, it's gonna take you 2 more hours to get to the city.
Yep, and at that time will be pitch black, night.
Yes.
I turn back to the boat.
Alright.
I bank hard and I plan on the next day.
Sure. You're flying back. As you do, you see a silhouette that is quite familiar. That would be a wyvern that is flying through the clouds somewhere to the northwest.
Yep, and this is, like, we had a plan to meet up in 2 days, right? So we're still on day 1.
This would be the second day.
This would be the second day.
Well, I mean, right after you rest, basically. Like, it's almost night time.
Right.
It's almost midnight, so basically...
So we're at the end of the first day?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah. We planned on the second day. I don't want to spook him. So I head back to the boat and plan on going to the cave on the second day.
Alright. You fly back. You changed your mind.
Yes.
And we go back to our friends that are trying to decide on what to do with the door.
Something bad with the door.
When Agrita thinks about, he steps a couple of steps back, and when he is already thinking about throwing the hammer, he turns around and goes to Danon to find out whether he found something out about the chittering.
Okay. So you go to Danon. Danon goes towards you. You meet.
Did you find
do you
something
care
out?
about the door?
Did you find something out?
Some mice around. No, they're afraid, probably of us. Not sure.
And they came from that direction? From the other fork? From the other tunnel?
You know, there might be a lot of teeny mouse tunnels around, so it's hard to say where they come from the walls itself.
we didn't disturb them really when we came here. Maybe the thing we searched for disturbed them. Maybe they fled from them. Maybe we should first try this direction before we destroy the door. We can still come back here.
Okay. Anyway, I cannot go here alone because you hold the lantern. So
Agrodar nods to the lantern on the ground near the fork.
You might consider taking this one, Denlin.
I cannot hold it and the bow ready at the same time. It's two-handed weapon, you know. I show him the bow.
Uh-huh.
Whatever you say, your choice.
And yeah, with the lantern, I think Agrodar moves on into the tunnel.
Alright, you do so. You take several steps further as you are greeted with the wall. And you look to the left, you look to the right. Both sides are open. And looks like it's another fork. You can go both ways.
Do
Can
we
I hear mice around?
Well,
Can I still hear some
there
mice
is
voices?
some dimmed chittering, like, I should stay silent. Should stay silent. Silent, yes. Yes. They won't find me. No. No, they won't find me, no. So, yes.
If I can find out from where this sound is coming from and step closer to hear the words exactly, and probably to try to talk to this animal.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you say?
This. I just sit near the place and try to whisper. What are you afraid of? Tell me, and I'll take care of this.
So, describe to me, like, what does it sound when you talk to a mouse? Like, do you make mouse sounds? Do you just play?
Yeah, just like.
Oh, so, Agritai, you notice as Daneland kind of walks next to a wall and starts making weird noises.
I just imagine the weird look of my panther at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agrodar changes looks with the panther.
Well, that is new.
Alright.
Then probably too shocked by everything happened around, all the kills and all the bodies
Exactly.
ripped apart.
The poor dog you left, the poor man you
He
left.
started to squeak, basically just squeak about.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a couple of moments pass, and you hear squeaking back to you, and just like, who's there? Who's there? I don't remember your voice.
My name is Danlan. Yeah, my name is Danlan. I am taking care about the nature and all the animals, so you will be safe.
Uh-huh. So you're trying to persuade this mouse that it will be safe.
Persuading the mouse, why not?
Yes, let's see how well it goes.
Oh, and I'm still -1. Okay, let's see.
And I can't help you there, man.
Yeah,
Not really.
yeah, not such kind of a help. Oh! Actually, it's 2.
Is
but
it
it's
it double
-1.
ones? Oh, it is double ones.
No,
Oh, I
no,
love it.
should be.
I love it. Double
Oh, yeah,
ones.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna go by double ones rule, And I'm gonna roll for double one's result. Okay, 2 bargains. So first bargain is you're gonna lose some money, mate. Like, do you have anything left?
Oh no, I'm poor man.
Oh, then you're gonna lose some equipment, I believe. And the second bargain is take -1 forward. So, for your equipment, my friend, as you just sitting about there and trying to chat with this wondrous mouse, it's good. It's good. But what you don't notice is that there's actually something above you. And this thing, it slowly grabs your quiver with arrows. Slowly grabs it. And it starts to just yank it up into the ceiling. And then you just stop hearing from the mice. It's not chittering anymore. You're not sure why. And then you hear the voice of your panther. It just says, I think your quiver is getting up.
Oh, I shake my head. I immediately jump and look up.
Put up points in the direction.
You jump, you look up, and you see as your quiver is basically lifted on some sticky substance, and it goes straight up into the ceiling. You see that in here, the ceiling is way higher than before. There's something definitely moving about. The light from a lantern is not quite enough to pierce the darkness. But you can still jump and grab your wondrous quiver.
Yeah, this is the first thing I'm trying to do, definitely.
Okay, you jump on it, you grab it, and you start basically flailing on your quiver as you are being lifted up.
Agrota! Help me!
What are you doing?
And he grabs Denlin and
something is stealing my quiver.
Okay,
Something from above.
So you want to jump and grab Danelan?
yeah, when Agrota sees that he's pulled from his feet up, then he grabs him.
Okay, so you grab him. Do you want to do anything with him?
Oh, not really, but he assumes that his body, the mass of the weight of his body should be enough to stop whatever is dragging Denlin away. So simply, grab onto him. Yeah.
And my panther definitely can join us as well.
Okay, so 3 of you jump on that. And you yank down something that was trying to steal your quiver. What is that? I wonder.
Oh.
Chichinga.
It reminds me some kind of...
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Not alone.
It makes so much sense. Okay. So... it's a common warg. Let's see. They have 4 tags. Cautious, mindless, messy, and forceful.
Right.
Yes. Definitely. I think I know what they are. But right now we need to find out how many of them actually are there. So, 10d5. Not too much, right? Not too much. There's only 30 of them. Just a 30. It's not too shabby. So yes. 30 of quite small spider-like creatures. They're not spiders exactly, otherwise you would definitely be able to hear them and understand what they're doing, Dalen. Those things are different. You see in glistening, made from a lantern that's still shaking on one of the hands of Agratar, you can see that the creatures that are trying to catch your quiver are made of something metallic. And the thing that they're using to basically yank your quiver is not made of any organic material you know about. But it's sticky as shit. Just... You look about, and basically both walls, and probably the ceiling that you don't actually observe from here, are completely covered in them. The creatures are around the size of a small cat. They have 6 legs and around 4 eyes. The most weird thing about them is that the 4 eyes are basically on the either sides of the body. So they have front eyes and they have back eyes. So they can probably observe every angle of their body. So yes. What do you do, guys?
The moment Agratar sees them, he lets go of Denlan, and he's what is it called? Whispering very sharp to him, "Let it go," and head back where they came from. Agratar would head a step back.
So, Panther, unfortunately, was yanking to Agratar, so she falls down as well. And now, you, Danglan, are the only one who is suspended about 1.5 meters above the floor level. And you find yourself just basically surrounded by those things. What do you do?
So, they're catching me up, or just I can see them around at some distance?
Well, it's not like big distance. Like I said, the corridors here are for 1.5 men, basically. So, from either sides of you, like you can move slightly and you are going to touch them. They're on both walls and probably on the ceiling. You can't actually see, but something is yanking your quiver up, so something is there.
So this is not them taking the quiver, but something
You
else?
don't know.
And I'm still
You're still
flying
holding
up.
it. You're not flying, you're just suspended in the air. Because you're holding on to the quiver. And Agratar dropped down and told you, get back, drop down, let it go. What do you do? You have 5 seconds. 5, 4.
Yeah, I just
3,
put my hands
2.
from the quiver and fell.
Alright, you do so. You jump down, you take a perfect landing. Do you follow Agratar away through the tunnel?
Yeah.
Alright, you do so. Now you're back at the fork. You're staring down the tunnel. You're looking at the ceiling, you're looking at the walls. It doesn't look like they follow you.
Well, I think we try the door, Denlan. I don't want to mess with those creatures.
Okay, I kind of agree with you.
We have to watch our backs. I don't want to be ambushed by them if they decide to follow us.
Now I just wonder why this creatures ever need a river at all.
You could go ask them.
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So?
cannot talk to them, right?
Nope.
They are not animals.
No, they're not.
Okay, I guess we come back to the point where we were initially.
All right. Yes, you are there. So, do you want to go back to the door? Do you want to get out of here completely? What's your plan?
Yeah, we're coming back to the door, I guess.
Okay, you back at the door.
And
It's open.
it's open?
Yep.
Oh.
Do you want to go
Well,
in?
look at that.
Yep. Do you want to go in?
Yeah, getting close to the doorstep, do we see what is beyond in the light of the lantern?
Do you want to put the lantern in the doorway?
Yeah.
All right. You do so, and you find that there's a circular room with a very peculiar design on the floor. There's some runes and some symbols, and there's a circle in the middle, carved straight on the floor. It emanates a greenish light.
Do I recognize the room?
No,
So it's not similar to the one I saw in the vision?
no.
Okay. And what is emanating in green light?
The symbols on the floor.
Okay. How big is this room? Can I see the whole room in the light
Yes,
of the
yes, you can
floor?
see the whole room. It's around 3 by 3 meters. Not too much.
And there's aside the ruins, there's nothing in it. No corpses, no.
Nope, no corpses.
Do I see another way out?
Nope.
Oh. I give them a look.
I go from one side to the other and trying to find some unusual scene, maybe, and to try to understand.
Well, besides
what
the
happened.
glowing things on the floor?
Including this glowing scene, whatever it is.
There's not actually anything on the walls. So, there's just stone, bricks, clicked together with some weird substance, I guess.
So if I look at this glowing scene, it looks familiar to me.
Not really, no. There's definitely some runic language. Probably some arcane symbols.
It doesn't look like summoning rune or something.
What do you know about summoning, Danelin?
We know this from the point when we were summoned by this girl from the hell.
So you want to remember how the
Oh.
symbols there looked like?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Lilith, you mean?
So
Yeah.
you can try to remember that. Why not?
Yeah.
That would require some intelligence.
Yeah, I try to.
Okay.
Not bad.
You can definitely remember one distinct thing, that the circle in the middle, it is almost like the thing that you were summoned in, but it's off. It's something is different about it, but it's very familiar.
I think it is very close to Zrin that summoned us from the hell. Do you remember that?
He wasn't there.
Yeah, you were alone.
I probably told him about
Yeah,
this
yeah.
adventure.
Well, so someone summoned something here. Maybe the thing that was summoned sucked the life out of those peasants, though it seemed to came out of the other direction.
And the question is, who opened the door that was closed a few minutes ago?
Maybe we should head back to the room with the corpses.
Yeah, I guess we should. Nothing else to do here.
Actually, as you standing there just talking about, you hear very slight muffled footsteps. Just from if you just get out of the room and you look at the wall, you would hear them from the right of you. Basically, you came from the left, but to the right there are some footsteps.
Do you hear this?
So the footsteps seem to come out of the wall?
No. Basically, the corridor that leads to the door, right?
Yes.
The door is kind of in the middle of the corridor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the corridor continues.
Oh, okay. I thought the door was the end of the corridor.
No.
Yeah, I saw the same. Okay.
Okay, then that's something different.
Yes.
And the steps seem to come closer?
No, they seem to be really silent and probably getting even less hearable.
I guess to Denlin to get this way and sneak.
Go there. Sneak. Maybe you can find out without being
To
noticed.
push me to this direction?
No, not really.
Okay. Oh,
Horse and your panther.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she's better than that. She's better in the dark.
I guess I take a lantern from the wall and put my bow back and take let's see what I can take on. Maybe my rapier in one hand and lantern in other. And
Sure.
carefully follow the corridor.
You unsheathe your rapier
Yeah.
and you proceed down to the corridor as it continues for several meters before taking a sharp right turn. You proceed downwards as you see some rattled dust. Somebody definitely was moving through here quite recently. Then you end up seeing a sharp left turn as you proceed, and you see that erratic movement is still there, and definitely somebody was trying to move about. and then you come up to another fork. One way leads forward and another to the right.
I stop and try to listen both directions if I can hear something coming from these directions.
You try to listen in closely, and your elven hearing definitely picks up some things from a tunnel to the right. Some wood on wood clashing, like something stacking, or just some furniture moving.
I could see no light sources in this direction.
Nope.
Just complete darkness.
Basically, it sounds like somebody's either crashing some furniture or just pushing it about. You're not sure.
I look back. Can I see Agratar from where I am?
Not really, if he didn't follow you.
Nope.
I whisper to my panther. Run back to Agratar and call him to me.
She kind of looks at you and she says, I don't mean to be a killjoy, but he doesn't understand me. You know, right?
Come on, he's lizard but not too stupid, so he might follow you. if you come closer to him and then back and closer to him and then back to me. I hopefully he understands what you mean.
Whatever, says your panther, and she prounces backwards through the tunnels. What do you do, Danelin?
I'm carefully moving to this direction slowly.
All right, you do so.
And listen for these voices.
Yeah, some rattling of the furniture continues.
Yeah.
As your panther finds its way to Agratar. Agratar, there's a panther. She looks at you.
I look back.
Yeah. She says,
I don't have meat. Should I pet you? You didn't like it in the past.
she makes a motion with her tail, kind of trying to touch your leg, and then starts moving away from you in the tunnel, then stops, looks back at you.
I follow her.
All right.
And, yeah.
Oh, you made it.
Basically.
What's so hard?
So yeah, she leads the way as you continue through the tunnel, taking a sharp right, then a sharp left, and a sharp right again, and you see in just around 20 or 30 paces, there's Danelin with his lantern. And Danelin, you find yourself into a circular room, and you look about, and this room definitely looks familiar. There's 2 stone tables. Corpses, withered, lying on the ground, and the barricade of chairs that was produced by Agratar is all but undone, and there's a clear pathway leading out.
Oh.
Okay, I run into this direction. So I see nobody around.
So you run there,
Clear pass.
right? You just run there. Okay. So you want to gain ground on anyone who's still there. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think dexterity is going to help you with that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
You can do it. You can do it. But oh man. Oh man.
I have to find something to lose.
You are completely naked at the end of this quest.
Not really naked, but I can definitely say that you are starting to lose your valuable items, and the first thing to go is your rapier. That as you run past really fast, you forget to just sheath it, and you're still running it, it's still in your hand, and when you turn corner it basically slightly catches the wall and it gets stuck in there. Just you're trying to just rip it back as fast as you were running. You rip it and you think it's free and you run forwards, and the only thing you have is the handle of your rapier.
Oh, damn these dungeons. I hate them. And I run.
Alright, so you make yourself out. You run further as much as you can, and then there's a sharp right. You turn it and you see there's a black hooded figure that is trying to get out of the cellar door, the entrance to this tunnel system. And he's almost away from you, but you are too quick, Danelan. You gaining ground, and as it passes the trapdoors and gets out, you're almost immediately behind him. And he looks back, and you see it's a very mild-aged man with auburn hair and some hazel eyes. He looks at you, a bit startled.
Yeah,
Then
I guess the first thing I did when I just saw him, I just throw my lantern to him.
You just throw it into him?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just basically do damage? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to stop him in any way. Is it damage or not?
All right.
You may, want to make him stumble, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, I say you need to throw it precisely. So that would require some dexterity.
Okay.
Of
Come
course.
on, do it.
You cannot.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Good.
Nice.
Now roll your damage. Congrats. You have slain him.
Wow.
The thrown of your lantern, it goes straight through the air. It hits him to the side of his head and he falls down. As you come to him to just basically rejoice with your good aim and that he's incapacitated, you check on him and you see that he suffered a terminal brain injury and is probably instantly dead.
Wow.
Yep.
Not what I mean initially, but whatever. Oh.
Yep.
I check his body.
You do check on his body, and he has a golden ring with same skull symbol on it, but the eye sockets of the skull are filled with emeralds.
Okay, I take it, and I guess I wait for my friends to join me.
It doesn't take them long. They do join you, and once again you are outside this tunnel system, standing, looking at the night sky. Yeah.
Well then, you got him. Did he say something?
I have no chance to do this, unfortunately, but I found this thing on him, and I show him the ring.
All right.
Well, seems like we get upwards and on the food chain of those necromancers. A shame we don't know whether he had some companions down here. Did he had something else with him?
He's wearing a black robe too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nothing more. Oh, it was a tough day.
Maybe Ekrotar would decapitate him to be sure that he's dead.
Sure. You definitely do that. Not a problem.
I turn to my panther and say, this is necromancer meat. Do you want us to cook it for you? Or do you prefer just raw meat?
She looks at you and she says, whatever. I can eat it.
Good old necromancer steak.
Uh-huh. So, do you encourage your panther to eat the flesh of this human?
Well, if she wants, if she wants, because
I mean,
she
she's
was
hungry.
asking me for meat for a long time, and
Yeah.
now
So,
she has a chance.
all right. So you tell her to just eat it, right?
Yeah.
All right. She does. It's tasty.
Ekrotar gives Denon a look and raises an eyebrow.
So, I don't want to hear anything of you if Shankir can eat some humans, then we understand each other.
Well, eating bad humans is not a bad thing.
Oh, I see. You're completely right. I would never harm a good person. You know that.
Swinging
Yeah.
a sword.
You know, my panther was hunting some bad humans in the forest in the long, good days. Maybe
Yep.
we'll come back to this point again. It's
Hunting
somewhere
humans in the
in
forest.
future.
For
Yeah,
funsies.
they're just
For funsies.
yeah. They
All
are
right.
intruders in secret forest.
So you both just wander about and you look at the night sky. And the rain breaks as you see that your wind kind of did its purpose and it starts to heavily pour, just basically
better find
washing
some
the
cover.
streets. Yeah, so where do you want to go?
I nod to Denlin and gesture back into the tunnel.
Maybe we should check out the other tunnel, which was leading on.
With all these things around, these
I'm-
weird spiders.
I mean, there was where there was on the last fork. There was the way to the room, the corpses, and there was one going on, right?
Yeah, I'm a bit lost in these tunnels. We should probably take some kind of paper
I mean,
and write a map.
I do.
Yeah.
Let's head back to the last fork and continue on. Through the doorway where the rubble was, and where the old man broke through. Back to that fork there.
All right. So do you proceed there?
Yeah. At least Agrotar would. And would expect Denland to
I'll
follow.
definitely follow. I
All right.
have no means to stay here alone.
You proceed there and descend back into the dungeon. And you find yourself next to a fork. And you know that path to the left of you would lead you back, kinda around all the things you came by. And the path to the right is definitely something new. So you go there. Good.
Yeah.
You go there and you find that there's a doorway with no door, leading straight up into a circular room. Small one, really small one. There's a couple of barrels standing in the left corner, and in the right corner there's a staircase. It goes straight up and swirls around the room. It looks like it's a spiraling staircase leading upwards.
Let's take a look at those barrels.
And Agrotar would head over to them.
Mm-hmm. So you check on the barrels. They're finely made. Probably oak or just ironwood. Reinforced with metal. There's nice tightly squeezed quirks on top of each of the barrels.
What are quirks?
Basically, it's a thing you put in a small hole to shut it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you take it out, you would find out what's in the barrel.
Agrotar looks at them and...
Should we open one to look at it?
Is there something written on them? Are there signs or runes on them?
There's a same insignia of a skull on top of each barrel.
How much barrels are there?
2 barrels.
Oh, only 2, okay.
Yeah, they're quite big ones. Almost half size of a human.
Oh.
Yeah, you definitely should open it. I step a little bit further away.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. Agrotar gives him the lantern because he's not sure whether it's a good idea to hold fire to a barrel. Who knows?
I just hold it so we can see whatever is inside, but far away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's safe.
So,
At least I think so.
what do you do, Agrotar? Like, you can, with some additional strength put to it, you could open the lid completely, or you can just open the quirk and see what's inside.
He would try to open the quirk at first,
Okay.
and he would, he would try to be careful with it.
Sure. You carefully open the quirk. It makes a satisfying pook. And yes, definitely now you have free access to whatever is in there. Well, at least a couple of your fingers do, if you want.
Huh. Does it smell like something?
You try to smell it.
Yeah.
You don't really catch anything other than the smell of wood and iron.
Oh, by the way, since I see at the moment that I'm at 5 HP, Agrotar would have drunk the 1 health potion.
Sure, by all means. You drink it, as you remember to not die is a priority here. And yes, the barrel is without a quirk. What you gonna do?
I would grab one of my torches.
Mm-hmm.
Not light it, but try to stick it with the
Yeah,
bottom end into the hole.
Got you. You do that. Once you remove it, you see it's slightly covered in some liquid. It doesn't look like it has any color, but it's just dripping.
Well, that can't be good. Who knows what necromancer's work that is? Dunlan, you have no idea what that might be. This clear substance.
I have no idea. Maybe we should just leave it alone for good.
So, you have a wetted torch. What do you do?
So this is a quite clear fluid, you said?
Yes, it is a fluid.
Oh. For now, I think Ecuador puts the quirk back into the hole
Uh-huh.
of the opening of the barrel.
Sure, you do so.
Yeah, maybe we leave it for now. Later we could think about bringing one of the barrels. Maybe both of them outside. We shouldn't leave this stuff here. Might be dangerous. And maybe there's still a necromancer left. We shouldn't leave the stuff here for them. You never know. Could you make... Oh well, maybe we should, for now, add upstairs the stairway.
Yeah, you're just thinking the same like me right now. I think we should take these stairs up.
Alrighty then. You do so, and you continue upwards around a twirling staircase for around a couple of minutes, and then you are greeted by rubble. A whole bunch of rubble, basically blocking the staircase.
Oh.
It looks like you are back on the street level, and wherever this thing was leading to is one of the broken buildings.
Kind of a tower, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No sign of some kind of holes in this rubbles that we can.
Well, what do you mean holes?
Yeah, anything we can come through.
Oh. Well, there are some cracks around, yes. It's not perfectly solid, but...
Not too big.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit.
Oh, okay. I turn to Agata. I don't think that someone or something can sneak through this, so...
Yeah, a dead end. Let's head back. Done.
Alright, you do so. You once again find yourself at the bottom of the staircase next to a couple of barrels. And a tunnel leading onwards.
With the Equator would with the torch he dipped into the stuff in the barrel. he would head to Denland and gas shit to the lantern.
Maybe we could try whether it's flammable. What do you think?
This reminds me old times when I tried to chase this general with.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of bad things happened when I used my torch.
Alright.
At the same situation, but we should be careful, I think. Do you have a lot of things, a lot of such fluid on this torch?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah,
I dipped the bottom.
Yeah.
wood
It's
thing.
not too much.
Yeah. Okay,
It's a little bit wet, so.
we can try carefully. I just put the legend closer
Mm-hmm.
to the torch.
I mean, I would guess the same to put the lantern on the ground.
Yeah, and
Sure.
Don't hold
Yeah.
it in the hand.
okay.
Yep.
If the lantern is suitable, if I put it on the ground, just stay here intact, right?
Yep.
And carefully would he goes with the handle of the torch near the flame of the lantern.
You do so. It does not catch fire.
And it also only smells like a little hot or a little scorched wood.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, at least it's not highly flammable. Maybe it was should have had another use. Maybe it's poisonous, like a potion or something like that.
Not sure if necromancers have some use of this poison thing, but it might be.
Maybe they wanted to put it in the water or something like that. It's not uncommon in case of a siege, so maybe they would have poisoned the population of the city. If we only had an alchemist here, should we destroy the barrels? Take a sample and destroy the others?
I guess there's no point to leave them here, because someone definitely someday found them.
Alright.
So, yeah.
So you want
I
to
guess we
destroy the
should-
barrels.
Ew.
Good.
Um,
How do you do that?
So, Agrota takes one of the barrels first and flips it over. So with a quirk in it. And the thing is, he wants to at first he wants to fill the empty health potion flask with a sample of the fluid
Alright.
when it's dripping out of the barrel.
Alright, sure. You do so. You get one flask of indistinguishable liquid. Basically, it has no smell or color. Do you want to check for taste?
Nope.
Alright.
He carefully closes the flask and
Maybe we should break the barrels from a few steps away.
I guess we can just open them and strike them so they fall, and all the liquid are just running around.
So,
is this a solid stone floor?
I mean, it looks solid. So, do you want to just break the barrels?
I mean, maybe flip the already opened barrel that way that everything pours out, and maybe it flows somewhere. Who knows?
Alright. Yeah, it starts pouring out, definitely. It starts forming a nice puddle on the ground and the puddle starts moving about, going wider and wider, and then proceeds down the tunnel to where you came from.
Ah,
Opposite from the staircase, of course.
yeah.
Well, empty the other and empty the other one.
Okay. So, Dalen, tell me, as you try to just throw this barrel down, do you do it carefully? Or do you just kick it so it would fall and break?
Oh, I'm doing everything carefully.
You're doing
Yeah,
everything
all the
carefully.
time.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's like nitroglycerin.
I think it would require some dexterity from you.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, why not?
We'll see. Yeah,
Oh,
Perfect.
I can do
good
it.
God.
You're doing it, mate, and you triple the next barrel, and you start pouring the liquid down. Yep, it's on the ground. Your panther looks slightly irritated with a whole bunch of liquid. Yeah. She looks at you and she says, Should we go? I don't like touching it.
Nah, I think we have nothing to do here, so...
Let's get out of here. Let's hope we don't come across those creatures.
Let's hope. So
Oh,
where do
I
you go?
think the way back we came, I think.
So there's nothing else not scouted by us in these tunnels?
I mean, there was only from the way from the first fork where we came to another one, but on that fork we were ambushed by those creatures. So,
Yeah.
and I think that we don't.
You
should
are
go there, so.
afraid of small, six-legged, four-eyed creatures.
If they are 30 with 36 HP, yes.
You cannot know this.
It's fine, you can.
Oh,
You're
I mean,
gods, right? You know your shit.
but besides those creatures, is there other tunnel? Because we just turned back and ran away, and
Yeah,
didn't
there were two ways. There was a fork of two ways where we went away from it. I think right at the fork, the thing with the creatures happened.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
mean,
my question is there any passage we just missed because we ran away from them?
no. Well, only the one they were directly at.
So basically he says no.
Yeah.
And is it true?
As far as we know.
There's still something upstairs, something that took my quiver, and this was probably not the creatures itself.
Well, we could head back carefully there and you could sneak ahead. But I don't want to mess with this swarm of creatures.
Yeah, at least they don't attack us. So maybe we can.
I met one of the big ones in the depths below the forest. I don't want to mess with them again.
Come on, you can always use your sword.
I give him a look. Talking about the sword, you know nothing.
Yeah. You know nothing about the swords.
Go if you want, Denlin. I will be behind you, but be careful.
So, it sounds like to me you guys want to spend the night amongst the dead necromancers, right?
No, for sure not. I mean, if Denon doesn't decide on the spot where we are at the moment, then Ecuador would head back through the way they came in after Denon killed the guy.
All right. So
the
you would
reason
leave.
Denon's- Yeah, the reason is Denon's still here just because it seems like we didn't complete our task and there's some sign of other creatures around that probably can be some kind connected to this task. This
Could
is
be.
what he's thinking.
Yep.
I mean, Ecuador waits for. He sees you thinking, but he won't wait forever. A few minutes maybe, but if and then doesn't decide, he would head outside.
Yep. Agradar is heading outside. What do you do, Damon?
Oh. I come
Yes.
closer to the place where the creatures are carefully, and at the first sign of danger, I'm trying to go back fast as I can.
Okay. As you turn corner where the fork is, you look about and you notice on the walls and on the ceiling, they are those creatures. And you also feel something attaching to your leg.
I look to the
How
left.
surprising!
Well, there is some sticky thing. Quite familiar. But this time it's not attached to your quiver, it's attached to your boot.
Wow, it's a jelly scene or something.
It looks jelly-like, but it's almost like a web, but it's not. It's something else. It's like a goo, whitish color, but strange, very strange. But yeah, it's stuck. And the creatures are kind of moving towards you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I try to step back.
Your boot is stuck. And it's starting to being pulled towards them. Into the darkness of the tunnel.
I pull my leg out and try to step back.
So you want to run away and leave your boot there before anything happens to you.
Yeah.
Dexterity is going to help.
Okay. Once
Run
again.
away, Danelan. Run away.
Oh, good.
You
It's-
do
it's
so. There's a
hopefully
bargain. Do you have any food?
Oh, let me check. I don't remember.
I don't think you do, actually.
No.
But I think you have arrows. Or at least your quiver, right?
The other quiver.
Yes. Just looking, everything that can be counted as consumable. Yeah, let's go big here, why not? You have a wondrous magical trinket. And yeah, it looks like one of the creatures just jumps at you, attaches itself to the thing, so if you throw it away, it would be completely safe. If you don't, though, this one creature is going to probably attack you.
Wow.
Yep,
I hope I can withstand one creature attack and still run away with my trinket. At least.
Okay. So you want to take it like a boss. All right.
Yeah.
You do so. It takes a bite on you, and you feel as the small sharp things pierce your skin and inject something. You're not sure what it is, but it definitely hurts. It does this damage towards you.
Wow.
Yeah, not too much, but yeah, it's painful.
Yeah,
It's
it
basically stuck to your arm. As you're running away, one leg in a boot, another is not.
Oh.
The cold floor echoes with each of your steps. Tuk, pick, tuk, pick, tuk, pick. As you running away and the creature is trying to chew on your arm, what do you do?
I just try to throw it away from my trinket.
You try to shove it away using your strength.
Oh. Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get to Messi.
Oh, nice.
Yes, you do shove it away. And answering the question, Foxius, I don't consider almost the lowest roll be that messy or forceful.
No.
Gotcha.
It's definitely unpleasant, and it's definitely doing something, but not to that extent. So yes, Dalen, you shoved it away, and you see as it skirks around and takes a position on the wall. Looks like it's going to be waiting.
Can I just
Uh-huh.
try to remember the place in my mind? So when we come out upstairs,
Uh-huh.
I can try to find the place from above this corridor. The thing I'm trying to find is what is the source of this goo coming from above. If we can find it upstairs.
Sure.
From above ground.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. So, you try to remember the layout of the place using your intelligence. Let's see how it goes.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you're...
Nice.
Yeah.
Good one.
You definitely understand the layout, and it would be easy enough for you to understand what and where is going to be positioned if you would look from it above the ground.
Okay. I came out and look for Agrota if he's...
Well, he's standing right there in the pouring rain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you found something. You're a
No.
success.
No, as you see, I lost something. I show him my leg.
Yep. He
But
doesn't have
I
a boot.
found, I think I remember the source, where the source of this liquid and these creatures coming from. So we probably might check it from above.
Shall we?
This is the last thing we can do to make sure nothing left this city alive.
Uh-huh.
You want to go down in the night?
Well, anyway, we should check it, I think, because you is the one who wants to kill everything and make sure that nothing left the city alive. So this is the only thing left.
Heavy rain washes all over you and your clothes as you move about the rubble. And where do you want to go, Dalen?
The place I remember.
So basically a fork with the creatures where it
Yeah.
would be just above the ground. Okay.
Yeah.
You go there, you check, and you see a rubble of some building. A very lengthy one, probably around 20 meters wide. As you look through the rubble, you notice a slight notion. It was a shop. Actually, an alchemist shop. It is a nice image of a quirked alchemy vial.
Oh, whatever it is, they're coming from here.
So, do you want to continue just rumble through the rubble?
Okay, I turn to Agrota. Can you help me to search this place? Maybe to put out some of this rubble, so we make sure that nothing alive is here.
What are you searching for? We know that the entrance was blocked with rubble. You mean to search for some documents or maybe corpses of other necromancers?
I'm searching for anything that can take my quiver and go it up. There's the spiders cannot do this.
So, to be
So-
clear, we searched the above ground. We searched the place where the circular room that is there was, or where the high room of the creatures was.
Where the creatures are.
Oh, okay.
So yes.
Oh, I don't know.
So there's something that is taking some things and pulling it up. There's something here besides the creatures.
So yes. The rain continues to pour all around you as you're just standing there looking at the wet stones.
So
You can try to rummage through it, sure. It's gonna
I
be a
would
bit
say-
slippery, but
and hopefully you'll help me to find my quiver.
I would
Well.
say, let's make a rest for the night. And in daylight we search whether we can find an entrance to a cellar or something. Or we might get access to whatever there might be. Or not. But I don't think there's much use of taking through all the rubble with our bare hands.
Well, if you can find some shelter nearby, probably some building with
Yeah.
first floor intact, so we can have a shelter from this rain.
And on the new day, maybe I can summon with the might of my artifact a creature that could help us digging.
Okay, sounds like a good plan.
So yeah, I think we search for some place nearby where we can find some cover of the rain.
alright. Question is there a place nearby that you can find a cover in? Yeah.
Oh, lucky.
Lucky you. You do find a partially destroyed building that still has the roof intact. And you can find some refuge there. Even not wet beds. Still good
Nice.
enough.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Alright. So you take a refuge there. Tell me, do you have food?
I have no food, but I hope I can use my
Human flesh?
of
course.
no.
Oh, yeah.
My move when I make camp in a dungeon or city, whatever it is. I don't consume a ration.
So, in a dungeon or in the city?
Yeah.
Or is it both?
Both.
Oh, it's both. So, which move is that?
Half human.
Half human. Pa, 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 pa.
Oh yeah.
Half human. I'm just looking at it. Oh yeah, okay. Sure. What about you, Agrita?
I think I'm starving. I have nothing left on me.
Do you want to eat some humans? There are some charred humans around. Chopped humans as well.
Regarding yeah, how exhausted he is, yeah, he doesn't care.
Maybe my penta can spare any parts of necromancer for you.
Well, I won't eat a raw old necromancer, but if there's some scorched human, I wouldn't care too much. I mean, he's in a dire situation, and I mean, he's the lizard man, so might have happened before.
So you want to look around for a scorched human?
Yeah.
All right. Is there a scorched human right nearby? Yes, there's a scorched human right nearby. You can take his nice, neatly fried leg and chomp on it as you go to sleep.
Yeah. Nothing too nice, but it does the job.
Yep.
Yeah, but by the way, Agrita, are you eating only meat? Or can you eat some vegetation?
What? I don't eat salad?
Yeah, why not?
No. Especially not in the city.
Fried humans are the best.
Yeah, okay.
I need the calories, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So.
think this is good point to stop, maybe.
It would be. It would definitely be a good point. As you all kinda once again sink within time, as both Agrita, England, and Sears, all of you go to sleep under heavy pouring rain.
Oh, it's so good to sleep when it's raining around.
Yeah.
It's right.
Even though Sears is kinda below deck on a fishing boat, and you are in a desolate city, you kinda feel connected in some way. Alrighty.
Wow.
So, let's end the session then. Let's ask the most important questions.
No.
What do you mean?
The answer is no.
Yes, of course we do. So, did you learn anything new about the mortal world?
I saw a lot of horrible scenes in this world, but not sure if this is a mortal world itself or just some magic coming from some doomed sword that killed everyone around.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly. What about you, Sears? What do you think?
The only thing that comes to mind is new creatures. Like the sticky things in the lair, but that's it. At least in my recollection.
Okay. So you would say that new creatures is interesting enough?
I mean, I think that's on you to make that call, Serge.
I'm just
Like,
asking
is it
you guys.
important to the campaign? No, but is it something new about the mortal world? Yes.
I mean, we
Okay.
didn't get any info what is about those creatures.
Yeah, but we know they exist. That's the new
Yeah.
piece of information. Like, I know it sucks for me to lawyer for this, guys, but you know,
It's
the
fine.
rules.
It's
And
fine.
they weren't that new for Akrota. He encountered similar.
Similar.
I mean the planar thing in that was also like a
It's not a
Brass means
planar
like-
thing. They're not planar.
no not those, but the thing the big one Akrota encountered before.
The chandelier spider could cast spells and stuff. These things like
Yeah.
had metal
Yeah.
strapped to them and
Yeah.
And there seems to be not construct, which is
Yep.
weird.
It is weird.
Uh,
It is definitely weird.
Question.
Yes.
Does zero, like we start at 0 XP at level 1, right? So, can I be at level 8 and be at 0 XP, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I marked down since I felt like we learned something new, but
Sure. I think yeah, you did learn about those things. Even though you didn't investigate, but you did learn about that.
yeah.
So, I don't think you finished the quest.
Nope.
But, do you think you proved yourself capable to achieve ascendance? Does any of you think that they showed what kind of god they are?
I know
did.
once.
Akrota did.
Yeah, just
one
this
person.
one lizard. Ooh.
there's definitely something that it's not Agratar anymore.
Ah, it is.
That's not you, man.
Of course. Hard.
The sword is now the god of war.
Yeah.
Question is,
It's,
does Agratar think that he did it?
Of course.
I don't think
Of
he did
course.
it. He used the sword. If Agratar did it himself, I can see
Actually,
that.
he told the sword this is sword who did it, not himself.
I mean, he's clear with the sword that he profits from the might of it, but as the sword said, and that's also the opinion of Akrota, there's they are working together, and only this way they can
Yeah.
wreak
Yeah.
havoc. So
Yeah, the sword is an awful parasite using you as a vessel.
no, everyone
and
makes use of the other.
Compelling you.
Maybe.
To do things. And
Maybe,
it's the
but
sword.
in the end, it's just a sword. And
No, it's not. It's a sentient thing.
Agratar was wielding it, so yeah, I can see that. I can see
You
that.
can see it, but
Some kind of a trigger.
I definitely feel like the sword is doing all of the work. You know.
Maybe. So I think that Agratar did, at least in a notion of God of War, in a notion of wreaking havoc and hearing the lamentations of the weak,
Yeah.
I think he did it.
Sure.
He was responsible.
Yeah,
So
he was responsible for this. Because he let it happen. It was his choice. Alright. Now, on to the next. The alignments.
yes, sir.
Dalen, do you think you helped an animal?
Nope.
Do you
Did
think
I
so?
help? No, I don't think so.
Don't think so.
Maybe.
What about your panther? You
Maybe-
fed your panther. Come on, mate.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
third time in a row I just feed my panther and that's it.
I mean, you did make an effort to try to help a mice, but
Yeah,
not
I'm
the
not
best.
sure if I
first.
helped at all.
Well,
I'm
at
not
least
sure about it.
it started to stay shut and not make any more noises, so the creatures didn't eat the mice. It tried to eat you instead.
It's too complex, but maybe yeah. We can count it.
Profit for the mice. All right, let's do that. Why not? So Agratar, I think you fucked up all the conventions of the civilized world.
Yeah.
All
There
at
was
once.
nothing left.
You're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, no civilized world. Just to the hell of it.
Burn ground.
Anxious. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think you put anyone's life at risk. At least, like, would you count lives of your fellow gods
In
Being-
what manner?
in a manner that you just basically didn't come up to help with? At all.
Yeah, like
Yeah, too
that
ignorant.
wasn't. No,
Yeah.
I mean, you would-
negligence. I don't think.
I mean,
Negligence doesn't fulfill the trigger because this is Zeos. Like, I don't want that loaf of bread, so I'll push this guy off a cliff to get that loaf of bread, right? Like, my
I mean,
goal here
you
is
did-
to fulfill the Allfather's will.
you did summon a hailstorm upon the city.
A hailstorm.
Well, the
So to
psycho
speak.
pump.
That was last session.
Yes. But you were
Yes.
continuing it this session.
Yeah.
Not
It
stopping
was
it.
already,
Like, specifically not
You
stopping
decided-
it.
It was
Keep it going.
already like. It was
Like
already
what?
pretty burnt and annihilated.
I mean, yes, but you continued just for the fun of it. I don't know.
And things, maybe after everything burned down, some necromancers fled out of the houses and then got caught by the things.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
You kept it
I
going on
mean,
purpose.
Well, yeah, I kept it on, but the city was burning. I was checking for necromancers. Like, those things only kill necromancers.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But did you put the lives of your friends at risk and everyone else, basically? I think you did.
No, because
You did
they only
nothing
kill
on purpose.
necromancers.
Like, come on. You think you're
It's
psycho?
not like I told a comet to come down from the sky and destroy everything. Like, Agratar's indiscriminate destruction. He definitely fulfilled my alignment. Right?
Not really. He
No.
fulfilled
What do you
his
mean, not
own.
really? Well,
He
I mean,
fulfilled
like,
his own. It's
if he
fine.
had my alignment, he would have fulfilled mine, right?
Uh,
Everybody
I
in the
didn't
pursuit of
put
killing
someone to
necromancers.
risk.
I don't think his goal was something else except ending lives.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Okay. So then, if my goal is to end the necromancers' lives, putting their lives at risk doesn't fulfill the trigger.
putting innocent lives to risk does.
But
Yeah.
but
And
they only kill
innocent,
necromancers.
I mean in a loose term, innocent.
Yeah.
And I mean innocent of not being a necromancer, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page then.
Yeah, like summoning your psychopomps did ensue chaos. So it did.
Well, that was
put,
last
like,
session. I don't feel like I made an action this session that was like, I'm
I don't
watching this
think,
thing kill
actually,
people.
like, if we're going as far as to say it, I don't think you made any actions this session.
Yeah.
But,
Trying to.
but
I had to
yeah.
keep- I had to
Flying
keep
around.
watch of the boat.
but yeah. Sure, like, the boat is the most important, precious
Yeah, I
thing.
gotta stick to the plan. 2 days in the cave.
Sure.
Camping at night was ludicrous. By myself. I can't stay up the whole night.
Okay.
It's a bad idea.
Sure.
Come on, you can board the merchant ship and all the possessions, kill all the people, and bring it to us.
I mean, you're a level 8 mate, so
That's
you
the
can-
perfect way to summon the sea people.
Uh-huh.
Just jump into a fight for no reason.
It's fine. It's fine. Xeos is so afraid to leave the boat that he basically can't. He is just confined to the boat.
If I had
Yeah.
left the boat, it definitely would have been gone.
Yeah, and use whole
it's-
day to fly to the city and then just turn back.
I mean, who cares about the boat? Seriously.
Yeah, the
It's,
flying.
it's
I
fine.
thought you all cared about the boat. Don't you
It's
have
his
stuff on
safe space. He cares about it. It's fine.
And our stuff is no longer on the boat. We put it on land with the
It's
the raft.
fine. It's fine. It's just,
Even catapult.
he likes the boat.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. So.
Yeah, do you remember, Agrota, that you have a catapult?
Yeah,
It's a ballista.
In the
Oh,
cave.
yeah, ballista.
in
yeah.
the cave. Yes. But moving on, bonds. Do you think any bonds have changed. Maybe Danelan have changed his opinion about Agratar. Or Agratar changed his opinion about Danelan. Or Xios, for some reason, changed his.
No, I didn't change.
About Seals, my bond is Seals should stay and fight next time. I just put exclamation marks to this.
Several exclamation marks.
Nothing more. And teaching Agrota about the power of nature, I think I might not be able to do it till the end of time. Because
So you give up this bond. You give it up.
No, I still have a slight chance, maybe. At least with this 4 wins, back of wins with me.
And
We'll see.
Akrata didn't teach Denlan the true understanding of victory, but I think I add another bond to Akrata has to understand the kind of moral Denlan acts of, because he's a little bit weird. Sometimes he cares for people, sometimes not, and he is very sadistic and cruel to people.
No, not sadistic.
From the outside, it looks a little bit.
Yeah, come on, I'm neutral. I help animals at first,
but you found a stray dog who wants to eat.
Don't care about people
anything
if they are evil or if they hurt nature, but if they are not killing any nature thing, not destroying forests, etc., I just leave them alone and don't kill them as well.
I understand that, but Akrata can only judge from what it looks like, and he saw Denlan how he hacked apart a fisherman on the boat. Then he sees Denlan with a guy and a dog. That dog wants to eat the guy, and after watching a while, Denlan leaves them both alone. So,
I think Denlan was too shocked about all the happenings around.
Yeah.
At that point.
All right. Good. So, guys, I think you survived another session.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And you had some very important progress, like it's not every day you destroy a city, of course.
Oh, it's second time in a row when we are destroying the city we are in.
Well, you've been here only for some time, just not as long as the other one.
Yeah, and it's the first city we destroyed. Akrata destroyed completely.
Yeah, I tried to save it, and then fall unconscious.
Yeah, just randomly fall unconscious, just fainted, basically. Nothing happening in the background to lead to that completely.
Yeah.
Maybe feeling too bad.
Maybe.
A large coincidence.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it was nice, and I think we're going to continue this next week and see where it leads us. Hopefully, to some answers.
Yeah.